All right, guys. So honestly, it's a really nice day for my swing trades. If you guys remember, I'm holding Google, I'm holding Ford. Every time these stocks have dropped over the last couple days, somebody has tried to remind me of, oh, your stocks are in the red. Bro, I am so green on Google and Ford at this point in time that this feels really good, man. Again, my entry on Google right now is 88.93. So my entry on Google is here. My entry on Ford is 11.89. So my entry on Ford is here. So very green day. I'm going to take some profit on these once I can at the open, or not at the open, but like once get some music going here. We also have non-manufacturing PMI today. Should be interesting to see what we get on that front. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, it's one of those things, like I can't guarantee you're going to have any results in the market. Like I really can't. I can't guarantee you're going to do anything. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I can't guarantee anything like that. All I know is that my swing trades are definitely green on the year. And they're just wildly profitable for me, man. I mean, the way I trade works very well. You saw yesterday, I did the same thing with Tesla. Like I bought Tesla yesterday at the open, sold it yesterday. So it's just a day trade. I should have held on to it because that would have been wildly profitable as well. But it is what it is. And yeah, I don't know, Azar. I'm really not sure on First Solar, man. I know it's been moving up a lot the last couple days, and so I'm a little bit skeptical to buy it up now. And it's nothing against them. It's more so like the way I trade. Like the way I trade. Um, I try to buy up extended on the downside stocks. So like I want to find stocks that have fallen down too much short term, and then I kind of buy those up instead of buying up stocks that are on the way up. If that makes sense. So I don't really want to buy stocks that are up. I want to buy stocks that are down. You know, what's up, SJ? But yeah, it feels good, man. Honestly, like you see our Google trade here, we are up about $180 on this last 50 shares. So, and this is really nice. So we've let this kind of maximize here. And again, I mean, if you guys saw us, like we bought this much lower than where we are now. I should have held Tesla though. If you guys remember, I bought Tesla yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, and wrote it up. So it really does confirm like my swing trades. They've been doing it, man. They've been doing really well. Feels good. Feels really good. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to see where I bought Ford originally. Um, Let me look at earnings. All right, so yeah, I bought Ford at the beginning of February. Is when I bought it. It looks like on the 2nd. Let me see where I bought this thing. Really what I did was I scaled into Ford down to 1175s or so. Maybe down to, you know, it was something like that. It was like right around 1175s, 1180s, I'll say. All right, so yeah, with Google, I bought it. Let's see where I bought Google. See, my average on Google right now is 88.93. Yeah, so my Google average is, what was it? It is 88.93. Let me see what my Ford trade. So my Ford average is 1189. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, so yeah, so like I said, once we hit 8 a.m. on the dot, or once we hit 7 a.m. on the dot, I'll take some profit off of these. Again, it kind of goes to show, like, listen, man, like, the reality of it is, like, we can bet on the downside, like we can bet on bear markets, like we can. But the thing to understand about the market in general is that long term, long term, the market is going to go up. Without question, the market is going to go up. It's not even an argument. If you're arguing against that long term, you are arguing against statistics, is what you are arguing against. It's something that you need to understand, the big edge that you really have in the market. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY taps 399 as well. We might have to put the go. Let me catch back up in the chat. What's up, team? Yeah, I see that with Binance, man. That's bad for crypto. Higher PMI could mean, this is non-manufacturing data, but it could mean more inflation. I mean, at least that's what the market's going to interpret it to a certain extent. It doesn't mean, we don't know how the market's going to interpret it, but it probably is going to interpret it that way. Here we go. All right, team. Feels good, man. Feels good. And again, it's like, it's one of those things that you notice about my stream. Like, for whatever reason, bears just get really weird. Like, I'm not making fun of bears. Bears can do whatever they want. Like, I'm not against bears, you know. But again, if you're betting on the downside long term, you are betting against one of the biggest edges we have in the market. And something that you'll see happen a lot, and the reason these trades feel really good, the reason these swing trades feel really good is because every time I take a swing trade over the last 2 months, every time I take a swing trade, I take the trade, and like a lot of the time, I'm going to be red short term. Like, I'm going to get in the trade, and I'm not going to call the exact bottom, but I let time work for me. So I get in the trade, and then as soon as the next day or two, people are like, "Oh, you bought Ford, ha 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 ha," or "Oh, you bought Google, ha 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 ha." And then now it's like, when I'm up really big in all of these trades, then it's just kind of like crickets. It's silence. And so again, it kind of goes to show, like, listen, we can all want to be Michael Burry. That's fine. But, you know, I'm going to go with the long-term edge the market gives me. You know what I mean? I think it would be foolish not to. What? Yeah, so Binance news. Let's catch up on that news. All right, so senators are pressing crypto exchange Binance on potential illegal business practices after the FTX collapse. A group of them are basically targeting Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, for info on basically its finances. They put in allegations of money laundering and sanctions evasions, and they gave CEOs of Binance and Binance.us until mid-March to respond to a list of demands for compliance standards and other practices. They began investigating it in 2018. They said, quote, "In the years since Binance's founding, the company has faced increasingly disturbing allegations regarding the legality of its operations." The senators wrote in a letter addressed to Binance CEO. The Justice Department began a criminal investigation into them and into the Binance CEO in 2018, which is only a year later after the company was launched. Wait a minute. What happened to the music? Can y'all hear the music? Why isn't the music playing? All right, guys. Bear with me, team. Hold on, I'm looking up something. All right, there we go. Anyways, good call on Microsoft yesterday. Grabbed a few. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, my swing trades, what really has been very profitable for me is my swing trades and my longer term day trades. Like my swing trades and longer term day trades have been noticeably more profitable lately. And here's for whatever reason my headphone is acting a little weird, man. Hold on, guys, bear with me. But yeah, my swing trades. Let me know if you can hear the music. My swing trades have just been on point. Again, we called Ford. We're riding Ford up right now. And we've already taken most off Ford, but so we got another $30 or $40 from this one. Google, we're up almost 200 on the remaining 50 shares, and we had like 400 or 500 shares on this position. And so we are green on all this. We have been profitable doing this, and honestly, we could have made a lot more if we were just a little bit patient. I think if you guys remember this, we bought Tesla at around 190 yesterday. We bought Tesla at 190 yesterday. If you guys remember that, I could have held it a little bit longer. We wrote it up to like 192s. If you guys remember me doing that. So, yeah, I mean, it's been very profitable lately. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, what I have to do is I have to just ignore the bears. Like, I'm not saying the bears are never right. What I'm saying is that like the way I'm trading takes into account drops, right? When we drop profoundly like that yesterday, like when Tesla dips that big yesterday, it's reasonable to assume that we're going to get a bounce back. And that's what we got. You know, even if we continue down today, taking advantage of that makes sense. Again, my biggest hole in this, and I made money for sure, but the biggest hole is I should be holding these a little bit longer, I think, to be honest. Um, all right, guys. So Apple permanently closed one of its stores in North Carolina after the corresponding mall suffered at least. Uh, uh, bro, the most ridiculous thing here is that, like, Jake Paul obviously lost that fight, like, without question. Like, that dude got beat up. Like, if anybody actually watched that fight, like, Jake Paul obviously lost that fight. Obviously lost. Is the dividend supposed to come in? I at least had 50 shares when the divvy was supposed to come out. Where does it get credited? Does it get credited to your P&L? Do you see it in your P&L on that specific symbol, or does it just go into your account? I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's one of those things where Jake Paul obviously lost that fight. But for whatever reason, Jake Paul's got a bunch of shills, man, that obviously don't know about boxing. They didn't really watch the fight. Like, the little knockdown at the end in the last round shouldn't make him win the fight. Even people who said, yeah, it was a justified knockdown, it was a real knockdown, even them, they basically say, yeah, but he still didn't win the fight, right? So the problem is, like, you got Jake Paul shills that are like clipping like the perfect moment for Jake where he hit Fury, which was one of the only times he hit him the entire fight. And then they take a picture of that, and then they post a picture, and they're like, Jake Paul should have won. It's like, bro, look, if y'all are really rooting for Jake Paul that hard, y'all need to reevaluate your life here, okay? Like, it's Jake Paul. Like, he wasn't good. He got beat up. Like, that's just the reality of it. You know. Okay, got you. Yeah, I don't know about TOS. I'm holding Ford, so I should have gotten the divvy. But yeah, we're pretty flat in our swing trades after this trade. We're still holding AMC, we're still holding HKD and MSGM, but those are just little play. I'd feel bad selling them now since I've held them all the way. You know. Yeah, the same people that invest in Crypto Zoo. Yeah. But again, it's a nice morning. We're waiting for the next 15 minutes. We're gonna lock in some profit. Feels good. I'm looking at the news here. Yeah, man. Binance is in trouble. How's the crypto market reacting to all this here? So here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin took a dump after this, man. So here's when the Binance news came out. Basically, senators are targeting Binance for money laundering, for a lot of different things. I'm not saying they did those things, but senators are targeting them, and that's essentially what this is. So that'll be fun to see what happens, you know. So the Air movie looks really good, man. And we got Aaron pumping it up, which is understandably so. I mean, it's going to be one of the better movies. But yeah, looking forward up there at 1260s here. And again, we will take profit at the open. What can we expect from the S&P? I really don't know what the S&P is going to do. Are you going to be buying any Silvergate, SI? I mean, no. Why? This thing has dropped from 160 down to 5 something right now. This thing's at 550. This is the worst looking chart I've seen in all year. Again, it's one of those things that, let me look at the market cap. Is it a big cap stock? I mean, the risk of this is clear, which is that you're risking, yeah, it's a 31 million float stock. It's a small float, low float, terrible company that has gotten absolutely destroyed. What is sell me on this? What does it do? Is it a crypto stock? Like, what does it do? I don't know what it does. Okay, so this is basically why Silvergate is down so much. Coinbase posted this yesterday. They said at Coinbase, all client funds continue to be safe, accessible, and available. In light of recent developments and out of an abundance of caution, Coinbase is no longer accepting or initiating payments to or from Silvergate. Silvergate is Cali Bank that mostly deals in crypto transactions. Yeah, so they're going to be getting hurt by this Binance news as well. Yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. I think there's too much risk. Look, I think it looks like the Titanic to me. Maybe it bounces back. And again, it's one of those trades where I think people are losing so much money that they're emotional. And so anybody that doesn't like Silvergate, they just kind of call names. And I'm not saying that's anybody here, but I'm assuming that's what's going to be going on with this. And again, the reality of it is this is kind of like the Titanic to me. I mean, you could jump on it and it might not sink, but you could also, I think the chances that this thing completely fails are pretty high too, and so I think jumping on this, you got to understand, like, you can trade it, but you got to be willing to lose whatever you put into it, because that's a genuine possibility. And the problem now is I think you got so many people who have been buying this thing over the last few days with promises of returns. And now at this point, they're down like 80 or 90%. And so I think that's going to cause some emotion in markets. Again, I'm not touching it. If I did buy it, I'd buy like 5 shares or something like that to see if I can get a really big reward to risk trade. But it's still incredibly risky. I don't know if I want to mess with it. Right, 100% Gia. Absolutely agree. Yeah, way too much. There's just too much risk. Can you play some Skinner? No, I can't. Yeah. I hate to be the killjoy. I'm the contrarian a lot of the time. I don't know how much weight I give to personality testing, like to the Myers-Briggs personality test. I don't know how much weight I really give to these tests, right? But what I do know is that I'm very much a debater personality type, Now, again, I don't know if it could be one of those things like a horoscope where it just kind of tells you positive things about you that you want to hear. And so you're like, yeah, that's me. You're like, oh, you're gracious and great to people and good to people around you. And you're super genuine and nice and intelligent. Yeah, that's definitely me. That's what the horoscopes do. They're like, oh, they say positive things. So anybody that hears it is going to be like, wow, that's me. Because it's confirmation bias is such a strong thing. But here's some good examples, right? So I'm supposedly on the Myers-Briggs, a debater personality type, which is a rare personality type as well. It's called an ENTP. It says debaters are knowledgeable, quick thinkers, original, excellent brainstormers, charismatic, and energetic. And I mean, I know I want that to be me. You guys can tell me whether that's me or not. The weaknesses is probably the better look at it. Very argumentative, insensitive, intolerant, can find it difficult to focus, dislike practical matters. It says, if there's anything debaters enjoy, it's the mental exercise of debating an idea. Nothing is sacred. More consensus-oriented personality types rarely appreciate the vigor with which debater personalities tear down their beliefs and methods, leading to a great deal of tension. Is that me? I don't know. Like I said, I'm torn on whether I even buy into this. You know, I did one. It's like a 40+ question test, and like I said, I'm torn on whether I even buy into this. But chat, y'all let me know. Definitely top 3 debaters in the world right now for sure. Yeah, SI, like I said, I think there's 2 trains of thought you could have with SI here, okay? I've basically torn it down all morning. I think it's incredibly risky, and I think there's a chance that any money you put into this right now might go to zero. All right, so that's one of the chances. The other chance is that, like, this thing is a stock that was up at 160s less than a year ago. And so if the crypto market bounces back, you know, this could be like a risk reward trade, I guess, where you invest a little bit that you're okay with losing, and then if it does rip up big, you could really maximize that and earn a big reward versus the risk you took. But again, I think you got to go into it if you do that with the understanding that you might lose everything. There's a high probability that you could lose everything you invested to it. And so because of that, if I bought it, I'd buy like 5 shares, maybe 10 shares, and I would just kind of, you know, walk away and not worry about it too much, just in case it rebounds big. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's risks for sure. I'm a perfectionist in some ways. In others, I'm not so much. Like, it depends on what it is, you know. With work, I'm kind of a perfectionist, but like in other ways, I'm definitely not, you know. No, we don't have PPI today. Today we have PMI. We got non-manufacturing PMI data is what we have today. It's not PPI. It's non-manufacturing PMI, which is relevant, but it's not as big as PPI. PPI is big. And then to next week, we got some stuff coming out too. So next week, we do have some stuff dropping. This week's a little slow. This week has been a little bit slow, but next week, you know, we got some stuff going on. Next Monday, we don't have anything except for durable good, core durable good orders in Canada IV PMI. Tuesday of next week, Jerome Powell is going to be speaking. So Tuesday's a big day next week. It's a big day. We're going to be paying attention to it. It's a big day for sure. So Tuesday is big. Wednesday, we've got ADP non-farm employment numbers on Wednesday. Or no. So wait, when is Powell testifying? So is Powell testifying both Tuesday and Wednesday? If he does, that's great for me. I'll take that. But yeah, we got ADP non-farm employment change numbers Wednesday. And Powell's supposed to be testifying at 10 a.m. as well. And we got the JOLTS job openings at 10 a.m. as well on Wednesday. So that'll be relevant too. Thursday, nothing. Thursday's absolutely nothing relevant and important. Thursday. Friday, we got unemployment. So Friday, non-farm payrolls and unemployment. So Friday's the biggest day of next week by far. It's Friday. So Friday, we got Canadian unemployment. We've got U.S. unemployment, which is much bigger. Expectations for unemployment are 3.5% for next Friday. 3.5% for the unemployment rate is what is expected on Friday. We got non-farm payroll data. They're expected to show up at 180,000. Oh, no. I'm sorry. 200,000 is what they're expected to show up as. So again, that's what we got going on. We'll see what happens. Yeah, options on Silvergate, maybe. Okay, gotcha. He's testifying. Okay, well, yeah, we'll stream all of that then. Which news one, kind of? Let me see how much options are right now. I can't buy them till the opening bell. That's the problem. So I could buy like a March 31st option, call option, for about like one bundle is about $230. About 230, and that's pre. I mean, it should be about the same. It might be a little bit less now, but you know, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. John, do you feel the market may have more downside? I don't know. I really don't know what we're gonna get. Again, I'm gonna start locking in some profit on my swing trades for Google. And again, that makes it to where if you guys look back at the trades, that makes it, I was green on Tesla yesterday. I was green on Microsoft both times. I'm green on Google. I'm green on Ford, right? I lost on Lyft. I cut Lyft yesterday as well. I might have should have held it. Should have held it. I mean, let me see. Yeah, maybe I should have held Lyft, but again, it's all good. Like I said, it got to a point where I wasn't down much on Lyft, and like I was green on Ford, I was green on Google, I was green on Tesla, I was green on Microsoft. And so having 1 out of 5 trades I'm down on, I don't think that's bad. 80%. Again, my swing trading accuracy, from what I understand, and this might be wrong, is roughly 80%. Roughly 80% is what I'm showing. What's up, Sandy? Ben, a lot of retailers bought 1 year out long SPY options. I feel this bear market might not be over yet. People still have money. Yeah, and we'll see. Again, I'm not saying it's over yet. I really don't know. All right, guys. So what's a good dip buy now? I'm getting out of Ford. I'm getting out of Google here in about, here's the question, right? I got 50 shares of both Ford and Google right now. I got 50 shares of both of these. Ford, we've scaled out more already. Google, we're almost up $200 on this last little bit. So we got 50 shares of both of these. Should I take 25 shares off and let the rest ride and then just be really tight on the rest is, I think, a plan? Or I might take like 35 shares off and then let the last little bit ride. I don't think it matters that much. With Ford, I got the divvy already. And so I don't think it matters here. But what do you guys think? Yeah, honestly, bro, my swing trades have been on point, Snow. Like, again, people hate, and like that's fine. I think that's why, like, people say, "Oh, John, you bring up your haters too much." Bro, honestly, half the time I'm just rubbing it in their face here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you had somebody coming along being like, "Man, your trades suck," every time you're gonna have a green trade, I'm gonna be like, "Aha, I told you." And so it's one of those things where I've just had super high accuracy. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and lock some more of this in. And it feels good, man. Honestly, it gives me a lot of confidence. I've told people before, like, I day trade, but my swing trades, they have been the ones that have been very accurate lately. To where, again, I'm green on the year. I'm nicely green on the year. Let me add the bid, sell the ask. There we go. TIF, auto send. Okay, that looks right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and at least lock in 35 shares of Google, just because I'm up so much. Let's see if I can join the ask price, get filled around the top. Oh wait, I gotta do an EXT order. All right, so we just locked it in. Okay, just locked it in. 15 shares left. You can see on the last remaining, we're up about 53 bucks. 15 shares left. We'll take that. Ford, same thing. Ford, I'll take 25 off and leave the rest. There we go. All right, so lock that into. And yeah, well, I don't know what we're gonna do on the rest. Maybe I should have held Lyft. I sold Lyft yesterday. Maybe I should have held it. Man, look at the SPY rip up here, team. Almost up to 400s. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this has been really profitable. I'm happy with them for sure. Again, I don't know anything else. Like I said, the big part of my trade is like the big part of it is being patient. Like you got to wait for pullbacks. Not being patient with my exits necessarily, because I think I think if I need to work on anything with these swing trades, it's more so that I need to let it. Like again, I bought Tesla yesterday at like 90. You know, Tesla's at 95 at this point in time. So again, I bought Tesla at 90. It's at 95 right now. So I essentially, if I would have held it through this, I would have made almost 3% from that trade in less than a day. And so I made money on Tesla. I made money on Microsoft as well. I did this on Microsoft too. And so again, it goes to show, like, I think if you go into swing trading with the mentality that you're only going to buy healthy long-term companies, and after you buy those healthy long-term companies, you can be patient with them. Like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a swing trade, I guess is the way I have to look at it. Like if I can time it right, where I find a company that I think is healthy, that pulls back very large on a short-term basis, you know, and I can buy those up, and then they can either be a swing trade. So if they go in my direction in the next couple weeks, great, I'll take profit. If they don't, I'll hold those things for as long as I really need to. They're blue chips. They're not gonna, you know, fail long term. At least most of them won't. And so that gives me a very high accuracy rate. And even when I lose, like I said, I got out of Lyft yesterday. It was the one losing swing trade that, you know, I didn't make money on. But yeah, it feels good. Now let's do a poll here. I don't think we did a poll yet for this one. And I guess a great poll would be, does the SPY break 400 today? Yes or no? Vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys think. And again, the other thing is, like, do we have any big pullbacks here? SI looks interesting. I'm waiting to see what options are priced at, but all right, guys. So again, SPY at 399.30s here, 399.30s. So will we break 400 today? We did a poll here, 30 or almost 40 votes already in the last like 30 seconds. 70% think yes, the SPY does break 400. Can you please explain why Bitcoin is down and the rest of the global indexes are up? Yeah, it's very, very simple. Binance problems. Because Binance, the market's not going to get hurt by the Binance news. Crypto is, right? So the reason the crypto market is down is because senators in the U.S. are targeting Binance for money laundering, finance issues, in an array of other things here. So that's the problem with Binance. That's the problem with crypto. That's the reason crypto drops so much. It's the reason crypto-related stocks drop so much, is because Binance problems is really what this is. What's up, Raphael? Market is up, up, up. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going down. Is crypto getting hurt by that. All right, guys, HUBC up to 2. All right, guys. Do y'all think Michael Burry's right? Yeah, so ISM non-manufacturing data is expected to show up at 52 point. Let's see what this is. So yeah, today is expected to show up at 54.5. Under that means under that's it's probably going to be lower is better. I'm assuming here. Yeah, it's probably going to be something where lower is better. I'm assuming. All right, guys. So yeah, look at Google break up there. Again, we're still holding a piece of it, a little piece. Nothing major. A little piece. All right, guys. So Google just tapped over highs here. SPY testing that high right there. I think we should watch 399.50. We're close. Yeah, again, I think, like I said, a lot of people have been talking about Silvergate Capital. Again, I think there's risks, but I also think there's potential reward too if you get it right. So it's like I think there's risk, but also you could make money doing it as well. I really don't know what we're gonna get, but I think it'll be interesting. Why are high PE stocks like Amazon not good for trading? Well, define not good, Bruno. Like good is subjective. Like I said, I could say chocolate cake is not good. But some people might love chocolate cake. I personally love chocolate cake, but again, it's a subjective interpretation. Is my point. So we'll define good. Yeah, Binance dragging all the crypto market down. Yes, Desmond, I can. UNG is in a dip. Yeah, we ended up taking ours off. Yeah, so if you guys remember, we swung trade UNG as well. We made money on that. We did Tesla yesterday. We did Microsoft yesterday. We swung trade Microsoft prior to that and made money too. Yeah, I mean, no offense to anybody else. I'm just gonna keep trading like I'm trading. My swing trades have been very profitable. So like, and again, I can't guarantee they're gonna make money for you. They've been profitable for me. You know. All right, so yeah, Rivian's $6.4 billion cash burn might be a record, according to the Wall Street Journal. All right, so yeah, Bitcoin down to like 22K. So a big drop here. Is it time to buy that dip, guys? Let me know. I don't know. The U.S. 10-year Treasury is down to 4.003%, down 7.07% today. AMD to watch after a rally, yeah. My trading strategy is mostly looking for healthy blue chips and only healthy blue chips. Again, I say it all the time, and it's important for people to understand, but like the biggest, as I see what new traders get stuck in. I see what causes new traders problems. Like I see where new traders lose money. Like the common saying is, hey, 95% of traders lose money. I see where new traders do it for the most part. Again, I'm not exact here, but I see where a lot of people lose money. And unfortunately, a lot of new traders lose money specifically trading and investing into penny and mid-cap stocks. Penny stocks and mid-caps lose new traders so much money because they don't understand. Like when you enter the market, I never understood. Like I never understood anything about it. I remember when I first started trading, I would buy up these terrible companies and I would sit on them, and I would think I was going to get rich from them. I would think I was the next Warren Buffett. Like, bro, stop chasing penny stocks most of the time. They're terrible companies. Long term, there's a very small edge. Short term, the edge is a little bit larger, but it's still really risky. And so what I do is I target blue chip healthy companies, and I wait for those blue chip healthy companies to pull back dramatically. Big pullbacks over like at least a week or two period. I look at the daily chart a lot of the time to determine how big the pullback is, and I wait for a fairly large pullback. I'd also prefer it to have a low PE ratio, but it's not a necessity, but it's something I'd prefer it to have. It's preferable to have a low PE ratio. And once I find a stock that does this, again, I exited out of most of my Ford position, most of my Google position today. Once I find a stock that does this short term, I start to average into that position, and I'll average in for a little bit longer as well. I have a fairly large account. My account's like 120K in buying power. So I'll average in and scale into that position as well. And the plan for those trades is, again, I'll just let it work. Like I don't have to sell it short term. If it goes my direction very quickly, like if I'm up decent percentages fast, I will take profit. But if I'm not and I have to wait, I will wait as well. And I'll hold those positions. If I need to, I'll hold them for years. But most of the time I don't. Like if I time the entry right on a big, profound pullback, an emotional dip is what we call it, if I can time the entry on an emotional dip, then most of the time, at least this year so far, I've been green within a couple weeks. And again, Google's a good example of that. I started to buy in Google at the beginning of February. I just cut most of that trade. Ford, same thing. I bought it after earnings at the beginning of February. Microsoft, we did it with Tesla yesterday on a much shorter time frame where Tesla dipped down to like 180s, 190s, and we bought that dip and rode it back. Tesla eventually bounced, if you look at it, all the way back to 195s right now, 194s. And so Tesla had a really big bounce back as well. And again, we bought the dip and sold pretty fast. Same thing with Microsoft. Again, Microsoft dipped down to the 240s yesterday. If you guys remember this, I was buying this at 240s yesterday. Should have held a little bit. So I should have kept a little piece of it. We ended up cutting it, but when we bounce back, like I can't get too upset with myself for cutting it because again, we bought it at like the 244 level or somewhere around there, and it bounced back to 247s, 248s very quickly. So I'm gonna take profit there. I should have held a little bit, but we were right about that one. Same thing, just kind of an emotional drop. Basically when the bears come out and tell you we're about to crash, I start buying stuff up. Hey, that's nice, nice pawn. Yeah, yeah, chasing stocks like again, a lot of people. Again, the it's a mindset shift that you have to have, in my opinion. Like you got to shift your mindset. Like if you again, it's something that new traders face a lot of the time. Like new traders face the logic of like you look at a stock gap it up 20%, and a new trader's going to be like, wow, that's strong. Let me buy that. Let me buy that stock that's up 20%, gapping up 20%. An experienced trader is going to be like, man, I'm not buying that. It's up 20%. It's going to come back down some. A lot of the time, profit taking happens. And so you got to switch that mindset a lot of the time where it's like you see something up 20% on a gap. Chances are that thing's going to come back down at least some. It's going to correct a little bit. And vice versa. You see something gapping down 20%. Chances are that thing I'm not going to say it will, but could bounce back. And so those are what I'm capitalizing on, where a lot of people are chasing on the downside and the upside. I'm just kind of analyzing extension and buying it up when we have some good extension. Yeah, I mean, again, I think the problem is marketing. ChargePoint's okay, but it's a mid cap stock that I don't trust, right? So it's all right. It's a speculative one, but it's a mid cap. Again, I've said this many times over the last couple of months, and I truly believe it, which is that traders lose more money in mid caps long term than they lose in anything else, right? A lot of people chase mid caps, but most mid caps don't do that great. They move up and down big percentages, and so they can be like high risk, high reward trades. But again, I try not to invest in them. Like when I buy something, I want it to be a blue chip, healthy company that I can hold for 5 years and be fine. And I can't say that for a lot of mid caps. A lot of mid caps, it's questionable doing that. You know. So charge point, same thing. I mean, it's down big. Maybe it's extended on the downside now. I don't know, but for me, it's risky. Um, and I need a little bit more of a sure thing before I take positions like that. Square or PayPal, I don't trust those as well. Grow. I don't trust PayPal because I think PayPal might be a positive or a negative correlation between PayPal and crypto, because the less crypto is trusted, the more PayPal and stuff like that is going to be trusted. And the more crypto is used, the less need you have for PayPal. Like you can send Tether coin to somebody for like $3. It's actually cheaper if you're sending big amounts to do it through USDT as opposed to PayPal. I think, not 100%, but I think. Yeah, but that's great news, Pawn. Happy that it's doing well, man. Yeah, blue chips are the easiest edge you get, man. I get a lot of people chase rainbows, I call it, or chase waterfalls. And that's the risk. Is like you can chase speculative penny stocks and mid caps, but you got to understand the odds are against you, in my opinion. Again, I think the problem with mid caps is that people overestimate like their success. So it's like people look at them like they're blue chips. Like if they invest money into them, like they're going to go up long term, like blue chips do. You look at Walmart, odds are Walmart's going to go up over time. You look at Apple, odds are that Apple is going to go up over time. Uh, and a lot of people look at mid caps with that same thought process, but I don't necessarily think it's the same. I think mid caps, a lot of the mid caps, if you look at them, they're down huge percentages relative to a lot of other stocks. And so I think the risk in mid caps is that they're not established companies and people treat them like they are. And so they overestimate their likelihood of success long term. And so it's like, instead of putting money, like the biggest edge you get is blue chips go up long term, 8 to 12% a year on average for the S&P 500. Mid caps are not going to give you that same percentage. So mid caps are not going to be the same thing. And I think that's a misconception a lot of traders have. And so they end up putting money in just speculative mid caps that just end up coming all the way back down and failing. Yeah, well, Amazon's just a bookstore, What's the weather like? Bro, so my daughter's in softball, dude. I'm not hating on softball, but I can't stand the chants that they do. Like, they're so obnoxious. I hate it, man. I hate the chants. Like, bro, like, be like baseball. Like, stop yelling at the pitcher, okay? Like, if she can't do it, nobody can. I hate it, bro. And then you got the angry moms that are just so emotional out there, just screaming and yelling, bro. It's hard for me to watch, It's like, y'all sit down, man. I'm just sitting there watching my kid play, I don't know. I told my daughter that. My daughter was like, look, Dad, that's the point. The whole point is to get into the head of the pitcher. It's kind of like psyching them out, And I get it, but it gives me a headache. Yeah, for sure, Snow. I mean, I think that's the logic you got to have with it. What's up, Amir? We got PMI, non-manufacturing PMI today. Oh, sorry, L, but I think I think it's not the majority there. I think most people like the music. And again, we can ask people, do y'all like the music or do y'all want me to just turn it off? Let me know. Keep it. Did Burry say anything about the market? Yeah, he said some stuff yesterday. Yeah, I saw him say something. What's his email? There he is. No, Burry has deleted all his tweets again. So he doesn't have any tweets anymore. He's deleted all of them. Again. Bro, he does this every time, dude. Every time. Burry says, oh, the markets are going to crash. Market bounces back, deletes his tweets. Burry, stop it, man. Keep it, like it, keep it. Yeah, that's what we figured. Yeah. Yeah, Bostic speaking. Music is good, like, keep it. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, a majority of people like the music, Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to learn to just kind of relax and just kind of let it kind of just be a background noise. But again, I come from I program as well, right? So when I program, I listen to music too. And so I think a lot of programmers listen to lo-fi music while they're just have some background noise. It kind of helps you get into the zone a little bit, I think. But yeah, Binance, man. Binance getting targeted by senators here for money laundering and a lot of other stuff. So if you're wondering why the crypto market has dropped so heavily, that is why. I could buy this dip on the SPY, should I? I might buy 25 shares, just try to take a little A little dip buy with 25 shares. Let's see how well that turns out. All right, so again, we bought 25 shares here. We'll see what happens. Again, we scaled out of Google. We scaled out of Ford yesterday. So does the dollar index react to crypto at all? I mean, I don't know if the dollar index reacts to crypto or crypto reacts to the dollar index, I think is what it is. Yeah, Tesla at 193s. Yeah, we bought Tesla yesterday at like 180s. It was like 187s or 188s. Rode it back up to 191s, 192s, took profit. Should have held it a little bit after this gap up this morning, but hey, we made money, so can't complain on that one. All right, guys. So just kind of sitting back here waiting. See if we get a little pop here. We're green a little bit on the spot trade, just a small amount. Steve Burns said, quote, trading the stock market is like a bullfight. The bulls represent unpredictable market fluctuations, while the trader is the matador that tries to tame them with skill and strategy. Both are exhilarating and dangerous. Only the brave succeed in either. Yeah, but I mean, it's not just brave, I think you also have to be risk adverse as well. I think you got some people that just gamble. And gamblers want everybody else to gamble with them, and I don't know. Snow, a buying opportunity. I don't know, man. I know, what did Salesforce do? So it dipped a little bit, but the gap up was huge. I don't like software companies. So personally, I just don't like software companies. The reason I don't like them is because I think they can change too much. Yeah, for sure, Stuart. I mean, it's all good. People have preferences, Stuart. It is what it is. It's all good, though. I can turn it down a little bit, I guess, if you guys really want me to, but all right. So again, we are bouncing up a little bit in this. I don't know anything about that bad. This is why I became bearish recently. The middle Fed has not achieved its goal. Yeah. Yeah, Ford's been pretty profitable for me too. Again, it varies though. Like I got out of Ford today, or no, I'm still in a little bit of Ford, but not a ton. Like I'm in a small Ford trade. Yeah, I get people listening to their own music. It's all good. All right, guys. So yeah, Google pull it back again. We already took some off on Google. You can see we're only on 15 shares left, so a very small remaining position now. No chance we're gonna go losing on that one unless we just get a big drop. We did buy the SPY on this little pullback as a day trade, so we bought 25 shares of the SPY here. We could add a little bit more if it goes in my direction. We might add a little bit more, but I gotta wait for that. You know. So the real question is, how much does the Fed raise rates come March 22nd? So at this point in time, we've got 19 days until the next Fed meeting. 19 days. We'll ask a question. I think that's a good question. All right, so the next Fed rate hike is in 19 days. How much will the Fed raise? Genuine question. Good question here. Let me know what you guys think. 25. Yeah, I think 25 is pretty likely. I think 25 is pretty likely. Usually when the Fed raises rates, they usually do what's expected here. So I think 25 is pretty likely. All right, so you see we're bouncing up a little bit. My only regret is that I didn't buy a little bit more of this. Again, we locked in profit on Ford and Google this morning. Made money on Tesla and Microsoft yesterday. It's a little baby trade. I could have taken some more. I think I probably should have, but all right. Let's try to take half the trade off. There we go. We just locked in the trade. Now we got 10 shares left. We'll let that ride. Just locking in a little bit more profit on the day. All depends on CPI. Yeah, CPI will be relevant too. CPI drops, what is it, on the 14th or 15th? The next CPI report is on March 14th. So the next CPI report is in 11 days. It is not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Big day. It's going to drop at 8:30. We'll cover that, of course, like we always do. Yeah, it'll be a fun rate hike for sure. Snow PE ratio is 576. So that means that they were just barely profitable, I'm assuming, over the last couple weeks. Oh, over the last few quarters. Huh. That's generally what it means, you know. Yeah, I see HUBC. It's just, I'm not really much of a penny stock trader here. So, like, I see HUBC. But again, it's just not really my style of trade. Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, I think 50 basis points would be better right now. But I think the most likely one outcome is 25. Bro, why does my music cut out on this? Can y'all hear my music? Can y'all hear my music right now? Test, test. Can you hear my music? What's up, Richard? Okay, good. As long as you can hear it. Music's fine. Good, good. All right, cool. Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't hear it on my end, but that's all right. As long as the music's on, good. SPY pulling back a little bit again. We took some off of it. We locked it in. It looks like that was the right move. We're now dipping down a little bit. AMC up to 614 here. You see Google and everything else pulling back. But again, we locked in profit almost at the freaking top. So very happy about that. TRKA. Yeah, a lot of people talk about TRKA. The problem with this, man, the genuine problem is that it's a hyped up penny stock that everybody always like. Again, what happens with these is that there's the music back. What happens with these is that like people get really excited. And people get really excited and most of the time they fail, right? So it's like I kind of got to watch people lose money sometimes, and that influences my bias. January is usually a place according where services raise the prices so inflation data comes high, even if it's not actually getting worse. Yeah. But CPI on the 14th is going to be for February, not January. And I guess what you're referencing, Vomp, is that uh, inflation data from January was high. So in the February release, it came in higher than expected for both CPI, PPI, all that stuff. And so maybe, I think it'll be great if we saw a pullback now from that. I think it'll be great. I'm not saying that's what we're going to get, but I think it would be nice if we did. So what do you guys think? Looking at what do you think CPI is going to show up as on the 14th? Is the real question. Like, what's CPI drop on the 14th? You know, John, you want to pull back so you could swing? Maybe. I mean, I've already scaled out of my swing trades now, so I wouldn't mind a pullback, to be honest. But I don't need it. Like I said, I have the luxury of being able to be patient. We're green on the year. We've scaled out of most of our swing trades today already. Again, if you look at Google, we cut that one this morning. Ford, we cut this one this morning. Very green in these trades. Is Twitter down for me? No. No, Twitter's not down. Huge rate increase is what I'm thinking. I don't think so. Again, generally the Fed raises rates as expected, and they're expecting 25. I think as of right now, 25 basis points has about a 70+% expectation. I think 50 basis points is the only other option I think that they're going to do. I don't think it's going to be anything outside of 50 or 25, and I think the most likely scenario is 25. But 25 has about a 70+% chance, and 50 has about 30, a little bit under 30% chance, I would say. So point is, I think 25 basis points is the most likely outcome here. 25 is pretty certain, Will 25 dump markets? No, it shouldn't. 25 is as expected. Yeah, that's basically, so you can see Leo here posting some of that data. Thank you. I appreciate it. He said current target rate 450 to 475. So probability basically 25 basis points, just to show you what this means here. So right now they're expecting the current target rate is from 4.5 to 475. The probabilities are basically from 475 to 5, which is 25 basis points, is 72.3% expectations. From 5 to 525, so 50 basis points has under 30. So yeah, 27.7. Exactly what I just said here. So it's like about 70% chance we're going to do 25, about under 30% chance we're going to do 50. And it looks like that was accurate. Yeah, I mean, I think what really gets people, Snow, and I think this is an important thing. What Snow says here, you can kind of see you got to be immune to emotions when trading, almost like a robot. You can try to be. You're never going to be perfectly immune. Like, you're always going to hate losing money. At least I do, and nobody's going to like losing money. But what it really is like you have to care less about losing money, and you have to understand long-term probabilities. Like, the easiest way to put it is you're always not going to like losing money. Like, nobody ever likes losing money. It's never going to happen. You can always try to be a robot completely emotionless, but that's never going to happen either. You're always going to have some emotion. But like, the better your risk management is, like, if you're trading so large, the problem is most people trade so large to where they're emotional about their positions. They're emotional about positions. Like, one of the biggest complaints is because they say, oh, it's because I picked the other direction, and people are just emotional about their own position. So it's like, if you're really extended on the short side, you're taking big size on the short side. Me saying, hey, I'm buying this stock here might make you feel kind of, upset. But again, that probably means you're trading too large. Like, I don't care what happens. I'm not going to be super emotional about my trades. If I lose, I lose. And I think that's the mindset you have to have. And if you're at the point now where every time you're in a trade and it goes against you, you're super upset, you're probably trading too large. And I think adjusting share size to where you're not super emotional about positions is one of the biggest things you can do for an edge in the market. One of the biggest things that you can do. Again, it's super necessary because you have to be willing to look at the chart objectively at any point in time. You can't be so desperate to make money or so desperate not to lose money that you start to just kind of get weird and emotional about positions. So you need to be trading small enough relative to your account size to where you don't have that emotion in play. And so, yeah, understand you might lose money and accept that is really what it is. Like, you got to accept the fact that you'll probably lose. Or not probably, sorry, that's the worst. That's not the right way to put it. You got to accept the fact that you might lose your money. Yeah, we try. I mean, we try. Yeah, you can DCA in, DCA out. It depends on how long you're holding it. I definitely DCA a lot. Uh, but again, my trading is kind of a mix between swing trading and investing. And so it's like what I do is just a little bit of a mix between that, you know. Yeah, so crypto crash is trending right now too. Yeah, you can DCA. Dollar cost average is what DCA means. So dollar cost averaging is taking periodic buys, like adding to your position. Really, what DCA actually is when you have periodic scheduled adds to your position based off of a certain time interval. You know, so it's like if you say every week, you say every week I'm gonna add 50 shares to my position over the next month. Essentially, the goal of DCAing is to enter a position without worrying so much about getting in at the perfect time. Is what DCAing is, and it's very useful. I use it for my swing trades, but again, it's mostly used for investing long term. It kind of curbs the volatility that you face when you enter a position. So, yeah, I gotta figure out a way to mute this. Nice stuff. Nice, man. Can we see a drop like last Friday? I'm not sure. So John Jones says he's the GOAT. What's your take? Thanks for the videos. He's definitely the light heavyweight GOAT. He's definitely the light heavyweight GOAT. I would say he's probably the greatest of all time. I'm assuming it is. And I would say he's probably the GOAT. There's some other arguments, but he's probably the greatest. Again, the only asterisk is here. We're gonna go ahead and cut this. So we took profit. We're gonna get out of this completely break even now on the swing trade, as to not Right, so we're out again, slightly green, but insignificant. But yeah, he's probably the greatest. Again, he had some the asterisk he has is obviously the steroid use. And to put it into perspective, I hate to say it, but he obviously used steroids. Like John Jones obviously juiced. He was taking estrogen blockers, which he was juicing. Like the only reason you take estrogen blockers is to hide steroid use. It's the only justifiable reason for him to ever take that. And so he was 100% using steroids. I think most people in the sport did, though. So I can't really hold that against him. In terms of his actual performance in fights, his win-loss record is the greatest of all time. I'll put it that way. His win-loss record. I thought he lost to Santos, to be honest. I thought he lost those fights. I thought he, obviously lost them. But I think, if you look at his record, he's the GOAT. Yeah, you should only DCA into healthy blue chips, in my opinion. That's the only stocks you should ever be doing that on. Again, a lot of people try to use it in penny stocks, but penny stocks are just like penny stock is never extended on the downside, and penny stock is just down, you know. And I think that's how you really got to look at it. All right, guys. So yeah, that movie looks good. We'll see. Are you guys buying any of these dips? It looks like getting out of Google and Ford was the right move this morning. Binance is getting targeted by senators, Raphael. So senators came out basically and said that they were targeting Binance, and they gave them a month or so to curb their worries about they're investigating them for money laundering and a bunch of other stuff. Senators basically came out with a report saying that. So that's the reason everything dropped. But he got called after all his fights. He got called after one of his fights with DC. But he's probably the greatest, like in terms of skill. I don't think he even needed to juice, but I think he's probably the greatest in terms of skill. His record is definitely it. All right, guys. Here, I'm gonna try to switch headphones here. The headphones I'm using hurt my ears. Number one. And also, music's acting kind of funny. Yeah, there we go. That should be a little bit better. Let me try to fix it now. Anyone know any short ETFs other than SQQQ? There's a few of them, I think, right? I'd have to go check, but I think there's a few of them, I believe. Hey, what's up, DC? Yeah, anybody know any short ETFs except for SQ? I don't personally know any. SPXS, yeah, I don't know. TZA, I don't ever use short ETFs because I just don't have to, but they can be valuable and useful. All right, guys. So again, market's still dipping down. We're at about 398.50s or third. So 398.50s. Let me know if you guys think we're gonna hold this spot. Yeah, options are good if you don't have like a large account. I mean, you can use them with a large account too, but I think they're better if you don't have a large account. Like, I just don't have any need for them. Yeah, I think Tesla's easy to borrow, but I'm not shorting Tesla. I bought Tesla yesterday and sold it, but I'm not shorting it. I think a reverse Kramer ETF came out yesterday. Yeah, I think it did as well. What's the symbol on the reverse Kramer ETF? I heard a few people talking about it, but what's the symbol? How do you short a stock? When you click short. So shorting a stock essentially is like when you short a stock, it's essentially like going to your neighbor buying a bag or borrowing a bag of sugar. Like say a bag of sugar costs $1, and you go up to your neighbor and you say, "Yo, let me borrow a bag of sugar." They give you the bag of sugar. You immediately sell it, take the dollar, put it in your pocket. You wait for the price of sugar to drop to 50 cents, and then you buy a bag of sugar for 50 cents, and then return it to your neighbor, and you profit the difference, the 50-cent difference. When you short something, it's actually long-term investors that are loaning you those shares out, right? So the reason stocks are ETB or HTB or NTB is because it's all based off of how many long-term investors there are in that company. You know, like how many long-term investors are in the company is essentially what it is. That is what shorting is long-term investors. You know, those are who you're getting shares from. And so when you see something like Tesla, if something's shortable, it's because a long-term investor has it. You know. Hey, thank you so much, Jose. I appreciate the donation. Thanks so much for your. Thanks for the show. Love your advice. Thought on. Bought 60 shares at 620. Hey, good luck, Jose. Hope you make some money. I love you.
Love you.
Have a good day. But yeah, thank you so much, Jose. I appreciate the donation, brother. Thank you. Genuinely appreciate it. You don't have to buy some first. It's automatic. When you click short, it's automatic. You know. Oh, not Jim Cramer's the symbol. Okay, so did the social media page NJM? I don't see it out yet. There's Apple right there. Apple, pull it back a little bit now. Yeah, I wish there was another short squeeze like AMC. It was crazy those days. Yeah, those days were fun for sure. But yeah, I appreciate the donation, brother. Do you think SI would be a good investment this morning? I don't know. It could be a nice little dip buy, but I really don't know. Like it could be like a dip buy, but again, I think there's risks involved with that too. You know. So what's up? What's up, Aaron? CDNA Cardano? I don't know, man. Cardano, I made some money on a swing over this at the last couple days, and I don't know. Yeah, again, Cardano. What's it at now? Oh no, this is not Cardano. This is CDNA. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. AMC. We got Tesla here trying to move up over the last couple days. Fed may keep the pressure much longer than the market predicted. Yeah, maybe. Again, it depends. We'll see what happens, but possible. But I don't know. Yeah, Habib is the greatest pound per pound. 100%. I agree with Adam here, which is that Habib is the greatest of all time. I would give him better than Jones. I think Habib was more impressive, more dominant, finished almost everybody. Didn't have many rounds that he even lost. And so I think Habib was probably the greatest of all time, and I don't think that's really arguable. I think Jones is good, but I think there's an asterisk next to his name because of the steroid use, unfortunately. Closed captioning. I think you can use closed captions on my stream already. Yeah, Habib came in, beat everybody, didn't even come close to losing ever. Finished the greatest. All the main competitors he finished very easily, and Jones just didn't do that. Jones has basically won a bunch of decisions over the last couple years, you know. And you can say, oh well, this competition got better. Habib's competition was good too. Still dominated him, you know. So again, I got to give it to Habib, and again, I don't think it's really arguable either. If we're talking about who the greatest right now is, you know, it's probably Jones. Yeah, but I would say Jones lost to. I mean, Habib fought pretty good talent, man. He fought Connor, he fought Justin Gaethje, who's a monster. He fought, you know, all the big guys in its division. Uh, you know, again, Jones. I think there's too much of an asterisk next to his name because of the steroid use, obvious steroid use. You know. Yeah, I think Jones probably going to win this as well. To be honest. You know, I think Jones is probably going to win. I think all Jones has to do is basically take Gain down. You tackle Gain, and that's it. You tackle Gain, you submit him, you ground and pound him. That's it. You know. I'm excited for the fight, though. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, I understand they're different weight classes. We're talking about the greatest of all time, the GOAT. Who's the GOAT? Jones is obviously the light heavyweight GOAT for sure, without question. Hey man, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Love you, buddy.
Love you.
How's your eyes doing, man?
They're doing good.
Good, man.
Love
All right,
you.
buddy.
Bye.
Love you, buddy. Bye bye. I'm good at UFC 4 too. Like I've been at the top 10 in UFC 4. It's been a while. I played it recently. I got to like the top 200 or so, but I'm in the top 200 at UFC 4 like easily. So I'm good at UFC 4. Market volatility really fell off compared to last year, which is to be expected considering how wild 22 was. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I call my son buddy, bud, man, bro. I call him whatever, you know. I'm a Call of Duty guy. I never liked Call of Duty. It was too mainstream for me, I think. I like sports games too. Like the other games take too long. Like again, I don't have that much time to play. Like I don't have that much time to play video games. You know what I mean? And so Call of Duty and like Fortnite and like Overwatch, and I like Overwatch. Like my friends in Louisiana, like my best friend in the world plays Xbox. Um, and one of the ways that I hang out with him is through Xbox. And so it's like I hang out with my friends in Louisiana through Xbox. It's the only way I can kind of hang out with them. And so, we can kind of hang out doing that. But a lot of the games, it just takes too long to really get good at. Like it takes too long to really get good at Overwatch. It takes too long to really get good at Call of Duty. It takes too long to really get good at a lot of these games. You know what I mean? So. Everything's sweaty now. Yeah. I'm predicting an opening surge. Will she? Sharknado. My daughter talks about Sharknado. Market's bouncing back up a little bit. We're at about 399s right now. Tesla's still battling. Google up there as well. Anything else you guys want me to look at? So Putin told the Russian Security Council that Russia has to discuss anti-terror measures to safeguard facilities controlled by law enforcement bodies. Netflix is also having problems right now, according to users cited by Down Detector. Verizon announced the CFO Matt Ellis is going to leave the company in the quarter two. That's all the news right now. Smash determines who's. Nah, man. I was never like a big Nintendo guy. Once I got older, I was mostly Xbox. So I was never a big Nintendo guy. I never played Super Smash Bros. No offense to it, but it was always kind of too childish for me. Like once I got older, it was just kind of like, all right, for an adult playing video games, I can't justify playing Super Smash Bros. No offense to everybody else. Like I said, I get it. I've had some friends that are really into it, and so I'm not knocking you if you play it, but it's just not my game. All right, market's testing the volume weighted average price. SPY push it up. It's at 399 right now. All right, so the Commerce Ministry overseas calls on the U.S. to stop suppressing Chinese firms unreasonably and should immediately correct its wrongdoings. Again, we got a little bit of time here. I'm not really holding any big trades right now. We've already taken a few trades this morning already. PMI will move markets. How much, we don't know, but it will move markets some. All right, guys. So yeah, 10 a.m. Is when. All right, guys. So we got Ford. There we go. Yeah, I love N64. I was kind of a GoldenEye and Zelda person. Like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask were kind of my games. You know? So those were really my games. Look at Tesla rip up. So Tesla back up to 194.50s. All right, guys. So again, SPY at 398.90s. Here we got Tesla at 194.30s. Will Tesla break to 100 in coming months? I don't know. I don't think so. Metal Gear. I like Metal Gear Solid. I played it when the first one came out. We're still holding Google 14 contracts at 89. Yeah, good luck, Shepard. Tesla to 210, maybe. It needs to get over 200 first. I think 200 is a psychological level that's relevant for Tesla. So I think 200 is a big level for Tesla. Oh, that's what you're talking about, is the real life Sharknado. Oh my gosh, bro. Why are there so many sharks? How shallow is that water? I loved it. To put it in perspective, I was obsessed with sharks growing up. I was obsessed with sharks and snakes. Had a lot of corn snakes and garter snakes and ball pythons. Ball pythons are hard to feed, but had a lot of snakes growing up. I was obsessed with sharks as well. I really wanted one, never got one. You know, understandably, as an adult now, I understand why I never got a shark. You know, but I was obsessed with them. I love the movie Jaws. All right, guys. So again, SPY right at the volume weighted average price, right under $3.99, just under $3.99. So again, we'll see if we get anything good, but just under $3.99 now. But yeah, a lot of Binance problems right now. If you look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin all the way down to 22.3s. Not great. Not great. Let me catch back up on the chat. Yeah, I got my dad a Megalodon tooth for Christmas like a couple years ago. BBIG is a terrible swing trade stock. Terrible stock altogether. Terrible company. BBIG has probably lost more traders' money than a lot of other stocks right now. Look at the daily chart. This is a absolutely horrible company. You know, this is one of the worst, most sensationalized predatory companies out there. You got a bunch of YouTubers telling everybody, oh, BBIG is going to 1000x, bro. They've been saying it for years. BBIG has just gone straight down since they've been saying it. Again, I'm not hating, but like, terrible company, you know. Again, this is the long-term chart of BBIG. You know, this one got really big. Everybody was always like, again, the problem is like people get stuck. People listen to the YouTubers. They listen to these influencers who are like, yeah, BBIG is going to 1000x, guys. You know, hedgies are keeping it manipulated, bruh. You know, and it's just kind of like, bro, this thing is never going to, like, I've seen this stock. I'm incredibly biased against it, if you guys can't tell. This thing's got 250 million shares in the float. It's got like 12% short float. I'm not saying it's not going to squeeze, but it ain't going to make some big parabolic squeeze. I'll put it that way. It's got 12% short float. It's actually got a smaller short float than AMC does. And again, the float is hundreds of millions of shares. It's just a terrible company that's been diluted. It's just not, you know, again, terrible company. I'm not hating on it. I'm just being honest. Terrible company. I know a lot of people that lost money on it. Yeah, maybe Megalodon still exists. I don't know. Yeah, but technical patterns long-term don't mean anything on penny stocks, Kieran. Again, technical patterns long-term don't mean anything. Again, not a small float. So that's going to kill the volatility and the momentum of this thing. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, guys, listen to me. All right. I'm number one, I can't guarantee anything. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Again, have no idea what BBIG is going to do. Maybe it flies and goes crazy. I really don't know. Maybe it doesn't and just crashes down. I genuinely don't know. Don't sue me. Okay. Now, with all that said and out the way, BBIG is an incredibly predatory stock. Like, don't get taken advantage of, team, is the biggest way to put it. The best way to put it is, like, traders get taken advantage of. They get sold on crap companies. Again, to quote the Wolf of Wall Street, they sell garbage to garbage men. You know, that's what this is. You know, and the problem is, like, they pump up a stock. They say, yeah, BBIG is going to 1000x, and then it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, they say, oh, it would have gone up if it wasn't for the hedgies manipulating it. It's like, no, it's just a terrible company. There's a reason it's 50 cents a share. It's because it's crap. Like the DD is just nonsense. It's just sensationalized marketing is what it is. You know, and you got to look at it objectively at a certain point. I've been hearing BBIG for years and years. Here's the long-term chart. It's absolute crap, you know. Yeah, you got to look at penny stocks with suspicion. Thank you, Linda. Hey, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are on until, you know, next 3 hours or so, 3 or 4 hours left. Yeah, a lot of people here say lost money on BBIG, lost money on BBIG. BBIG is going to be a good short-term trade. I don't know. Maybe it just looks like this though. You know, maybe it is. Maybe again, I have no idea what it's going to do short-term. Maybe it goes up. You know. But again, I'm incredible. If you can't tell, I don't get emotional with stocks a lot. Whenever people pump penny stocks, I get emotional about it because I think there's just so much predatory. Like, people are getting taken advantage of, like, getting encouraged to buy these crap companies. And again, you can try to, people say, oh, well, I'm not investing in them. I'm swing trading or I'm day trading. That's fine. But like, what happens to a lot of new traders is they get stuck. They get talked into buying it. They lose, they double down, they bag hold these companies. And then they just kind of go straight down and they lose everything they invested into them. So just be careful, I guess, is the best way to put it. I don't know any other way to put it. Just be careful. Did you buy GameStop? I did buy GameStop. I bought GameStop and I sold it 2 years ago, when it was around its highs. I don't remember where it was, but I bought it years ago and I sold it years ago. Never bought it again. Again, GameStop was the largest short squeeze in history. And I've said this every day now, and I'll say it again. GameStop was the largest short squeeze in history, and hedge funds are not stupid. Like, that's the biggest misconception that this new GameStop, AMC, ape crowd thinks. That's the flaw in their logic. It's like they act like everything's going to be another GameStop. Hedge funds are not stupid. These are some of the brightest people in the world. They get They get headhunted out of college. A lot of them go to Ivy League schools and then go work in finance. Right? These are not dumb people. They're not going to make the same mistakes that they made with GameStop over and over and over again, just so retail traders can can capitalize on it. It's not how it's going to go. It's one of the reasons you haven't really seen a crazy squeeze like GameStop. I mean, people bring up HKD, but HKD was like a very specific situation that like wasn't like GameStop at all. Like this was like they actually restricted selling on this, which made it rip up to huge percentages from manipulation. Like it was this weird outlier incident. But yeah, just again, I don't know. Biggest edge, long-term investing. Anytime I hear people pump penny stocks, I'm just kind of like, ah. Yeah, for sure. Bed Bath and Beyond started going crazy in August after BBIG because people bought the wrong stock. Yeah, I've seen it happen a lot. I've seen it happen not only with that, but I've seen it happen with like AMC. There's two AMCs. One of them's the cinema. One of them's the TV channel. You know, I've seen it happen with a lot of different things like that. There's a bunch of examples of that. But yeah, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I told people again, I've told this story, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, and I understand that I probably like repeat things too much. But it's important for people to understand. Like I told people about GameStop when it was at 550s. When GameStop was at 550s, I was streaming live as it was hitting those levels. And I told my entire room, I had thousands of people there watching that squeeze happen. I had like thousands of people there most of the time. And when it hit those levels, I told people, hey, look, I'm taking profit here. I think y'all should really consider taking some off of this as well. You know, and some of them just freaked out. They were like, oh, you're not a real supporting ape. You know, you're not a real supporter. You know, this dude doesn't believe in ape, or this dude doesn't believe in GameStop. He doesn't believe in the movement. And I'm sitting there like, no, it's not that I don't believe in it. I just think that squeezes don't last forever. And a lot of them left and were like, we're going to go watch somebody else. And it's like, I guess they went and watched somebody else and lost money because that was the highest GameStop ever got. And it goes to show you like squeezes don't last forever. Movements don't last forever. If you're up big percentages in anything, you should probably take a little bit of profit off of it. You know, maybe it keeps going, but if you're up big percentages, protect the trade. Don't get emotional. Don't listen to everybody else who's telling you to never sell. They don't have your best interest at heart. Like they're just trying to prop up their own positions. And again, maybe GameStop will eventually hit those levels. We talked about this during the AMC stream. You know, I talked to somebody. We had like a big conversation about this where, you know, I told people like, listen, physical copies of video games are going to be obsolete within 5 years. Like they're already creating consoles that hold on, we got some scammers. Okay, good. They're already creating consoles that don't even need discs, that don't even need disk drives, right? So they're already doing that out there already. And so less than 15% of video games purchased right now are physical copies of video games, right? The only ones that'll really last are retro games that hold value for rarity purposes, right? Everything else is going to go obsolete. Technology is going to evolve. I haven't bought a physical copy of a video game for myself in 5+ years. And so again, people are not going to be buying physical copies of video games, of specifically new video games much longer. And I think that's a very, very obvious thing. But for whatever reason, like GameStop investors argue with me about it. I had a guy who said that, you know, when I said this during the AMC stream, he said, I'm not a member, so I can't comment on the live. However, to think a digital copy of a game that you will never own or be able to transfer, sell, lend out is better than owning a physical copy is a joke. And what I responded to it was like, look, I didn't say anything was better or worse. I am saying that the concept of buying physical copies of new games 100% will be gone within 5 years. Like absolutely will be gone within 5 years. Physical copies are already less than 15% of game purchases, and that margin is only going to get larger and larger and larger as time goes on. It's a very obvious and self-evident thing. I understand you might be holding GameStop, but it's just a genuine issue with me for investing in it. Because I know GameStop had the NFT marketplace, but like what's their future outside of that? Again, I know they're selling consoles, and I know consoles are always going to sell, but that only happens roughly what, like, I don't think only selling consoles is going to prop their business up, as well as the fact that, like, even if they did sell consoles, they're already selling consoles now, and so that just means their margins, where they're already struggling to maintain profitability, are going to get worse and worse and worse over time as more and more people stray away from buying physical copies. Regardless of which one's better or worse, number one, you can transfer digital copies. Like, I can transfer digital copies from Xbox to Xbox to Xbox and always have that game that I own associated with my gamer tag. Uh, and so, that basically solves that problem right there. You can transfer it to your different consoles as easily as you want to. None of that matters, because when a new game console comes out, like, yeah, it's backwards compatible, but you're going to want the updated game anyway. Yeah, let me catch back up on the chat. I've been ranting for a while now. Yeah, also, hedge funds are not going to go broke, you will. Let me catch up. Yeah. Burry was right on GameStop. Data comes out at 10 a.m. today. It's non-manufacturing PMI data. It'll be relevant. Many polls that we have here are more bullish than bearish. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not relying on the polls. We're just asking people so they get engaged with the channel. Like, we're not using it to influence our trades. I'll put it that way. I'm not using it to influence my trades. I understand that people are going to be biased individually with their own stocks, their own trades. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're basing your trades off of a poll that a YouTube stream has, you're probably not trading right. I'm not saying you're doing that, Carl. I'm just saying, people are going to be more biased towards their individual holdings, and people who take the time to vote on the poll are going to be more likely to be holding things individually and voting in that favor. Yeah, most hedge funds actually do underperform the S&P for sure. So that's an interesting way to understand that too. But regardless, again, they've got tons of money. They're not going to aggressively short into super high short float stocks anymore. 25 rate hike, maybe. I think 25 is most likely. Yeah, a lot of them won because they were squeezing out other Melvin Capital for sure. GameStop was a true value play when it was $5 a share and it had 100+ million on its balance sheet. It was priced for bankruptcy, which was not true. Yeah, at $5 a share, sure. And that's pre-split. They did a split recently, so. Yeah, GameStop will as well. Yeah, for sure. Maybe GameStop moons from AI, but again, what's GameStop going to use AI for? Genuine question. Like, what's GameStop using AI for? Seriously, like, what's genuine question? I'm not saying it won't. I'm asking, like, what's it going to use it for? Yeah, for sure. You saw that, Pawn. Yeah, for sure. GameStop is over. Right, GameStop should have pivoted to, like, there's a lot of other business, like, streams that they could get involved with, like, sectors that they could get involved with. I think it's, again, I've said this before. I wouldn't be surprised if higher up GameStop executives weren't responsible for the initial spark of the short squeeze that happened years ago. I think it was very predictable that they could say, okay, well, like, we could do this, we could squeeze the shorts out, we could put out this marketing, and we could potentially, make our company last a couple more years. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't GameStop. The massive irony that we had with GameStop, though, was that, like, GameStop, guys, was a terrible culture company to work for. If you look at anybody that worked for GameStop, like Camelot, whatever his name was, there's a lot of people who worked for GameStop who are on YouTube. who said that GameStop was a terrible company to work for, that they would give their managers unrealistic profit targets, and then if they didn't hit them, they would just be super toxic and blame them for it, like it was their fault that physical copies were trending down, that they were just one of the worst corporate cultures that they have ever seen. And so the irony there, I think, is that a lot of retail traders pumped up GameStop to battle terrible toxic corporate culture. It's like, hey, let's pump up one of the worst corporate stocks to show corporate who's boss. It's like, great idea. That's the big irony I see with GameStop, to be honest. But you know I've never worked there. I've had friends that work there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw one of them that played the Titanic music. Yeah, they should switch to comics. They should switch to comics. Like, I've got a lot of this is what they would this is what GameStop should switch to. All right. This is what GameStop should switch to. If it was me, this is what I would do. Like, right now, you got a lot of successful comic hobby stores. You're going to have to reduce your store count, obviously. You're not going to be able to put out 1,000,000 of these stores. Make it a rare cards and collectible store where you can buy rare cards, rare collectibles like Pokemon cards. You can even have like a Pokemon battle center or whatever. Comics, pop culture relevant movie stuff, and toys. That's what you make your stores about. And you can still sell video games and consoles, but like, that's what you pivot to. That's still going to have interest regardless of what happens in video games. And so it's going to give you a little bit more of a hedge against physical video game, demise. Because at this point in time, GameStop's like Blockbuster, where it's obvious that technology is going to evolve over time and make physical video games obsolete. Eventually consoles might be obsolete, and you might use like another source to get your consoles, streamed to you or clouded to you. I think 25 too. Yeah, 25 is the most likely. Any rate hike isn't good long term unless the company has zero debt, then they will suffer. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I ran a business and 25 or more went into debt, then that comes off the bottom line. Yeah, but the whole point of rate hikes is to discourage spending. And so long term rate hikes are actually good. Long term, short term is where they cause problems. So, like, the more aggressive the rate hike, the more it's going to do to curb inflation long term, which is going to be the better it is for us consumers long term. Short term, the worse it's going to affect the market. So it's like the higher the rate hike, the more short term pain we're going to experience in the stock market. Yeah, so we got Canadian building permits and labor productivity right now, but ISM non-manufacturing data drops at 10, so that'll be interesting and relevant. Yeah. Man, pawn. That's cool. Apple so far holding up well. Yeah, a lot of stuff's rebounding here. Spy back over 399s. No, I mean, we don't have any data drops at 8:30. Not any big data. We got Canadian retail sales, building permits that just dropped, and I'll put that up in the chat. But it's not, you know, not super relevant data. The PMI data drops at 10 a.m. Here's the building permit data. Building permit data came in at minus 5.4 or minus 5% for labor productivity. Building permits came in -4 versus 1.5%. And so that should be good, I would assume, for inflation problems, but maybe not. Hmm. All right, guys. So bear with me, team. Yeah. All right, up to 399s here. 399s. Let's see if the SPY breaks. We're right at 399 now. Let's see if we break 400 today. We're close. You know. Let me see what else we got. Canada. I can hear you type. Yeah, it's been a while since I did another typing test here. All right. Let's see if we can get this done here. All right, my record is like 90 or 100 and something. All right, so let's try to get this done here. All right, let's go. Ah. All right. What do we get? 84 words per minute. I didn't miss one thing either. So 84 words per minute. Close. I'm almost up to 100. We're close. All right. I could probably hit 100 words per minute if I really tried. Definitely the third best typer in the world right now for sure. Top 3, you know. Yeah, I think one time I hit like 104. I think one time I hit 104. If I don't work out on YouTube, I can be like a typer, whatever that is. 399.05s on the SPY. 399.05s. We'll see if we continue. Definitely third best typer in the world right now for sure. Court recorder. I don't know. Yeah, Twitter CEO. I mean, bro, I should be Twitter CEO. SPY up to 399.11s here, guys. 399.11s. Like I said, I've done 104 before, but all right, 399.12s. Market's bouncing back a little bit here. Again, we'll see if we continue. But again, if you guys saw my post this morning, we scaled out of our Google and Ford trades this morning, and it looks like it was the right move. We're still holding 15 shares of this. You can see even on the last 15, we're up about 50 bucks. Ford, GameStop up a little bit. Here's Tesla. Tesla started to bounce back. Will Tesla break over 200 today? We'll see. All right, guys. SPY up to 399.15 here. We got less than an hour before market opens, guys. Less than an hour. Again, if you haven't checked out Top Step, we're going to be day trading on Top Step today. Top Step's really cool. Also, check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime is really dope because Chart Prime will give you custom trading view signals and alerts. So you can use them in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. I love using them in pre-market as well, but you can use them essentially whatever you want. And again, they can just be super useful. Like, look at this. So here's yesterday. Like, look at yesterday's market hours, right? So let's take a deeper look at yesterday's market hours. All right, so very impressive, to be honest. Like, if you really look at this, here's yesterday. All right, so like, let's go through looking at yesterday's price action. Reversal up, you get a little bounce there, but look, reversal up at the bottom, bounce. Reversal down at the top, drop. Reversal down here, nice drop over like a 5-minute period. Reversal down here, nice drop over like a 10-minute period. The real edge is when you get multiple showing up together at once. Here's a bearish engulfing and a reversal down signal. Nice drop over like a 30-minute period. And then this one literally called the very bottom right there. Look at that possible reversal up. Nice bounce over like a 30-minute period or so. And that's just the first half of yesterday. Like, if you keep going here and you look at the rest of the day, look at how impressive this is. And again, they'll also auto document support or resistance. So they'll auto document support or resistance for you if you want to as well. But like, look at this possible reversal down and a bearish engulfing candle drop over like a 30-minute period. Again, reversal down, nice drop here as well. Multiple bearish engulfing candles, nice drop. Okay, and this goes on and on. And again, you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Again, they're a sponsor of my video, so they pay me money. And so I'm definitely biased in their favor. I'm definitely biased in their favor because they pay me money, and I try to be transparent and honest about that. I also can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can guarantee anything. We're not investment professionals. Of course, they are a sponsor of mine, but I think when you consider that it's like $35 a month right now. So if you use my link, you get 40% off. It's $35 a month right now. It's so cheap. I think the edge it gives you can be incredibly valuable. So again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. Great way to help support your boy here. The link is in the chat. Check them out. Ford just pumped up, hit highs. I'm still holding something of Ford. I don't know how many shares I'm holding, but it's some. But good for Ford, man. Let it hit highs. I'm for that. Pun intended, I guess. Hey, yeah, look at it. Cool. Ford breaking highs. Nice. I'm still holding 25 shares of Ford. Okay, gotcha. Volkswagen notes of significant increases in deliveries expected this year. Sales of plus 12% year-over-year. The company is to propose a dividend of about $8.70 per share, 8.7 euros per share. So that's good. The symbol is VOW. Is that a 3? What's the actual company? I get it's European listed, but AMC bounced back up a little bit. It says 670. SPY at 399.20s, and again, we'll see if we hit the $400 level. Yeah, Ford rip it up nicely. Still in 25 shares of Ford, so we're gonna just kind of let that continue here. 212 is the level you should be looking at for Tesla. Yeah, not for me personally here, you know. Ford's still moving up. AMC still moving up. Let's look at Tesla here. Who's speaking today? Let's see. Today we got Fed Logan, Bostic, Hauser, Bowman. Barkin, all speaking today. Dallas Feds, Prez speaking. How can I buy Silvergate shares? You open up a brokerage account. I'm not telling you should do this. To be honest, I'm not buying any Silvergate. I think Silvergate's risky. Should I take like 25 shares? Let me see how much 25 shares is worth. 25 shares would be about $6. I'm gonna go ahead and buy 25 shares. All right, look. Again, I understand the risk. I'll buy 25 shares, and the risk is very small. All right. That way, if we get a big pop up here at the lows, maybe it'll still be justified. But again, the reason I'm buying this is because I'm okay with losing whatever I invest into it. And I think it has to be like that. I think you have to look at it in that regard. And honestly, this is after I kind of said the risk was too high. But again, 25 shares is probably fine. What happened? Why it went down so much? It went down so much because of the problems in crypto, as well as Coinbase stopped using Silvergate. All right, SPY, rip it up to 399.50s right now. 399.50s. Good. Google rip it all the way back up to at 92.40s. I got some shares left. I think I'm just going to let Google sit here, though. Oh, I get my plaque pretty soon. I get it. I get my plaque. I think today is when my plaque's coming in. So Monday when I start the stream, you'll see the plaque behind me. All right, guys. So market's popping up too. Let's see if it continues back up. Good looking books. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, guys. What is more weight, PMI, ISM, or Fed speeches? Well, today ISM is PMI, so it's ISM non-manufacturing PMI is what's today. It depends on who's speaking. I don't really know which one's going to be bigger in terms of reactions. I'm not sure. Wait, is Patrick Mahomes and Joe Rogan, Patrick Mahomes' wife and Joe Rogan having problems? Can somebody explain that to me? I see a video about it on Jamari. Jamari's good, bro. I like watching Jamari, but can somebody explain that to me? Yeah, we just answered. Yeah, I don't know what kind of reaction is going to give us the biggest one. I really don't know. Ask ChatGPT. I can't ask ChatGPT. I do have the Bing one, though. I can ask Bing. Let me ask Bing. Let me ask Bing. Hold on. I've got the new Bing robot. Oh, wait, I think I got to log my other account. What? Bro. It's making me join the waitlist again? Why, dude? I just logged in. It said I could access it. All right, here you go. There we go. All right, we got it. All right, let's ask it. Why is Patrick Mahomes' wife and Joe Rogan beefing? Let's see how good this AI system really is. All right, I'll give you the big answer here. Okay, so here it did. It actually answered me. It said, quote, Bing, and this is from Bing. According to various news sources, Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany Matthews, and Joe Rogan have a beef because of a comment that Rogan made on his podcast. Rogan was talking about Jackson, Patrick's brother, who is known for TikTok videos and controversial antics. Rogan said that Jackson was a, quote, curse, and that he should keep him the F away from the effing team, unquote. Quote, Joe Rogan. He also joked that Brittany was annoying and sounded like a blank when she cheered for her husband. Brittany responded to Rogan's remarks by tweeting, quote, something about grown men talking ish about someone's wife is real weird. She also defended her brother-in-law and said that he was a, quote, great person. Many fans and celebrities supported Brittany and criticized Rogan for being disrespectful and rude. That's why Patrick Mahomes' wife and Joe Rogan are beefing, end quote. Microsoft, hey, listen. No complaints about this. I genuinely have no complaints. I mean, they literally answered my question. Shout out to Microsoft there because it genuinely answered the question. So that's cool. So basically, it's like ChatGPT, but like, and I'm excited for Microsoft's version as well, or I'm excited for Google's version as well. Google's version, I can only imagine, is gonna have access to stuff too, so that's kind of cool. Juju Smith beefing with the Eagles for what? I'm bummed the Eagles lost still, man. I wanted Jalen to win. Yeah, but it depends on what Fed speakers. Like if Jerome Powell speaks, that's going to influence the market way more than PMI. You know, if it's any of the other members, I would say it's probably a pretty balanced reaction on both of them. It's probably pretty neutral in terms of who's going to cause the bigger reaction in markets here. And so it depends on who it is. If it's JP, if it's Jerome Powell, that's going to really influence markets. If it's anybody else, then it's just not going to be that big. I'm not saying it won't move markets, but it's not going to be as big as some of the other stuff. I think that's how you got to look at it. Yeah, man. Honestly, Guts, it's kind of that weird phantom holding call ruined the game. Incredibly suspicious call by the refs in that game. Incredibly suspicious. Like he barely touched him. Like you got to let that play. Like he barely touched him. For them to call holding there was absolutely ridiculous, and that basically ended the exciting game. Great game all the way up to that point, you know. And it's like the holding call, like even the announcers were kind of like, I think you got to let them play that. So basically, that holding call completely ruined the game. It basically made it so that the Chiefs could just burn the clock and win. You know, they didn't even give Jalen another drive. I was bummed out about that. I thought it was ridiculous. Yeah, it was terrible, Tom. John, what are you expecting for today? I really don't know, man. It's Friday. It might be a choppy day. Market's up big yesterday, so I could see the market pulling back a little bit after the opening bell. But again, I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen. No idea what we're going to do. So again, genuinely have no idea what's going to happen here. But I think we could be extended at the opening because we've moved up so much over the last day or two. But at the same time, we did move down pretty in an extended way prior to that. So I really don't know. I could see maybe us pulling back a little bit after the opening bell, and then, you know, we'll see. Yeah, we can test 400. Sometimes when we get close to this $400 level, it's kind of like a magnet where it's like the closer we get to this, like the more the stock wants to hit it, you know. Sometimes, not always though. You know what I mean? So the closer we are to this $400 level, I think, you know, it's possible we hit it. Google's still up there around the highs. And so again, I'm leaving my 15 shares. I'm leaving my 25 shares of Ford too. Part of me thinks I might want to take a little bit off of Ford here, but I think I'll just wait too. Yeah, I use it in a few other things. So I definitely use Benzinga Pro, but I also use, you know, TD Ameritrade. I use a bunch of things, but yeah, I definitely still use it. John, do you own Alphabet for the long term? I don't know how long I'm gonna hold it, to be honest. I don't know. Again, I'm already very green on the trade. I got involved with it, and again, my average right now is 88.9. And Google is up to 92.5. But again, I had like hundreds of shares of Google here. Um, and so I only have 15 shares left. I don't know what I'm going to do with the remaining 15 shares. SPY just tapped over highs, approaching 400 right now. So SPY is getting close to 400. All right, guys. So again, SPY up to 399.90s here. 399.90s. Again, we're still in Ford. Hey, what's up, Dan? Yeah, it should be an interesting point for sure. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY moving up. Google's still moving up as well. I'm glad I held a list a little bit of it. But again, the question is, I don't know what I want to do with the remaining. Like I said, it's been a really green trade. So the UAE is having an internal debate about leaving OPEC, according to the Wall Street Journal. All right, 400 just tapped. So the SPY just hit $400 here. $400 on the SPY. You can look at Tesla here. But the SPY just tapped 400, broke up to 412s. 400.12s, that is. Again, look at Tesla rip up at 195s right now. Again, I should have held a little bit yesterday. I bought Microsoft and Tesla yesterday. So I bought like I said, I bought Tesla and Microsoft yesterday, and I made money on them, and I scaled out quickly. Should have held it because these things are flying up. Chowman, I've already answered that question, man. I'm gonna put you in timeout just because you keep saying the same thing over and over again, even though I just answered it. Starting to get a little pullback now. Again, I don't know what to do with Google. Are Twitter Spaces worth it? I've never tried one before. Broke above the 50 period on daily right now, and bears failed to bring the market below 200 SMA yesterday. Up we go from here. Hey, good luck, man. Thing didn't want to predict where Tesla goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it probably doesn't want to predict where anything goes, is what I'm assuming, right? Like I said. Yeah, I just asked it for a prediction on another stock. Let's see if it answers it. Yeah, it doesn't predict any stock. I just asked it for another stock. It didn't answer me. All right, guys. So yeah, Google testing highs, SPY over 400, Tesla at 195s. Yeah, I mean, I'm already scaling out of Google. So I already scaled out of Google today. I'm holding it still, but there's the SPY bouncing right at 400. So SPY broke 400, pulled back, and then bounced. Yeah, so I'm looking at Tesla right now. It's at 195s. Yeah, market looks good again. We broke over 400. We're pulling back. Google just broke highs. So it looks like holding a little piece of this left was the right move, at least capitalizing on the longer term trade. Yeah, so yeah, guys. So Google at 9260s right now, 9260s. We got Ford at 1270. So both of those are very green today. We haven't taken any profit off the last one here, but very green. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna drop at the opening bell. Again, I'm kind of skeptical of some of this stuff at the opening bell. There's the SPY still moving up to 400.15 here. Google broke highs. Like I said, I'd probably take a little bit more off of Google here just to lock in some more here. I'm already really green on this trade. Ford, I'll probably do that as well. I'll probably take a little bit off of Ford just because we're at the top. Again, I could hold it longer, but I think it's probably the right move just to capitalize. Take some off of Ford now again too. Again, we've made so much money on it that I think it's just worthwhile to take to lock in profit. Again, I think the market might be a little extended on the upside today, and so I think doing this makes more sense. Yeah, my average on Google is 88.90, so we got a really nice average there. There's Tesla ripping up at 195s. Yeah, so again, there's Tesla. There's the SPY up to 400.2. All right, guys, so pull it back a little bit. Too high for my style. Yeah, again, we're hanging out, but that's big about the puts expiring today instead of only weeks. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna get right now. Visa payment volume is up 11% year over year in February, January, and February. So all right, so Google's still trying to bounce here. Part of me wants to maybe buy the SPY on this dip, but I think I just gotta wait. I don't know if it's gonna be necessarily worth it. I think there's too big of a chance that, like, a lot of the time what you'll see happen is, like, you'll see a stock move up and test the psychological milestone level like 400, and then they'll just kind of quickly fall back down. Here, let me put we're gonna get ready to trade some futures today though, which we haven't really traded much already today. So let me get futures up. Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna mute there we go. Okay. Yeah, pull it up, Quant Tower. We made a little bit yesterday. It wasn't a ton though. All right, there we go. We are ready. All right, so yeah, we're not on the practice account. Again, we had a pretty nice week so far. But again, we'll see if we can keep the good trading up here. Why is the market strong again? I don't know if there's a reason for it. I think we were just down so much that it's time for a bounce back. I think is probably what's going on. Again, we'll see. Nice big pop in the first 30 minutes. Yeah, so market is up there. I don't know if we're gonna hold over 400 again. A lot of the time, those whole dollar levels can be like a magnet, but then once we tap them, we come right back down. I mean, so I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but it could happen. You know. Yeah. So here's the trend line pawn is referencing. I think this trend is pretty obvious too. Right, so there's 36. If we zoom in there, yeah, it's a pretty tight little trend that we're in now. Again, we'll see if that trend holds. Yeah, we still have ISM data coming out in about 15 minutes. All right, so yeah, SPY is right around $400 here. All right, so we did break under that trend line here. We'll see if we continue back down. You saw me take a little bit more off. All right, guys, 14 minutes, 14 minutes. All right, so we're pulling right back to 400 now. All right, so we are pulling back down now. Let's see if we bounce at 400. We are right at that level now, just dumped underneath that level. And then that's kind of what I fear with this is like, again, the hold dollars can be like a magnet, but once we tap them, a lot of the time we don't hold, which is something I've noticed a lot. All right, guys, so we are breaking down a little bit exactly as I thought. We're not holding over 400. Yeah, so we are breaking down some. Let me look back at this here. Again, try to patiently wait. We do have the PMI data coming out in about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes. Oh, no, there we go. Freestyle. All right, guys. So again, we're just gonna hang it out here. Pull it back now. Again, Google pull it back to the previous closing price. I don't know what I want to do with that. Again, I'm only holding a very like 10 shares left of Google, so it's not big. Yeah, you can see Volkswagen posted that news. Maybe a little pullback zone here. Part of me wants to buy this pullback, and maybe I will. Look, I'm going to take 2 contracts here. Let's see if we get a little bounce here. I think the pullback just now might be justified for a bounce, at least up to that previous trend line. Flat right now. Let's see if the market bounces up a little bit. I can see it doing it again. It's still a small trade. I might want to take a little bit more. All right, a little bit of a bounce here, so we're green on this. Again, I'll try to give it a little bit more time. I thought we might bounce. And again, just basing it off of extension, I think it makes a lot of sense. Just waiting. Again, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I don't know what's going to happen here, but all right, so big pullback. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but luckily we're green a little bit into there. We got the support level here. Again, I'm going to hold this in case we do bounce, but it's not going to be a big trade. And we made money yesterday and the day before, I believe. I'll have to go check my stats. Yeah, we'll see what the open does. Again, I'll cut this if it drops too much. We're right around my level where I'm going to start to be like, And again, maybe we'll hold it, maybe we won't. But there's a reason we scaled out of most of our trades at this point. Look at Tesla rip up. Tesla just had a huge bounce at the volume weighted average price, right at the VWAP too. I don't know if I want to hold this through the market open. But maybe Tesla will drag the SPY up a little bit here too. I don't know. Here's a bounce. Now, I notice futures lead the SPY sometimes a little bit. Tesla all the way up to 195s here. So again, we'll give this a chance, see if it bounces. Yeah, we do have boss stick speaking again. Again, y'all hit that subscribe button. I haven't thrown it in sub-only mode yet. I guess I will. I think that's the easiest way to do this, is to put it in sub-only mode. There we go. All right, we're in sub-only mode now. So, hey, announce yourself if you're subscribed. Show your support. We appreciate you. It's also I noticed some people will talk a lot, and then we put it in sub-only mode, and then they're silent, you know? And so it's like, what are y'all doing, man? Just hit the subscribe button, guys. Just try one time. Sub-only mode makes it so that if you want to comment, you got to be subscribed. We usually do it right around the open. Sometimes if we have economic data. Ford just broke highs again. Ford up to 1275 right now. So Ford's still moving up here nicely. Crypto crashed last night because Binance is getting investigated by some politicians for money laundering, essentially. Hey, what's up, Mark? Hey, good luck, man. Yeah, Ford, man. I've been making a lot of money on Ford again. Not a lot of money. I mean, a lot is subjective, but I've been swing trading Ford really nicely. Tesla just rejected fast here. So part of me, did some news just come out for Tesla? Tesla just came all the way back down. Just a big order just got filled on Tesla. So it almost makes me want to cut this position here. Well, meanwhile, Google just broke highs. I'm going to cut this. I don't trust it. Again, Tesla dumped all the way back down to the VWAP. Google just broke highs of the day, though, so that's nice to see. Again, I guess I'll let the rest work. If we start to really break down, I'll cut it. Hey, you're too tiny. Thank you, Tiny. Good luck to you as well. All right, so Google breaking highs again. Google up to 92.60s here. We got the opening bell in less than 30 seconds, about 10 seconds here. No, I'm not shorting Silvergate. I think that move's already done. All right, here's the opening bell, guys. Here's the opening bell, and market dipped. It looks like selling was the right move. Oh, market popped right up. Google's still running up here at 93s almost, guys. 93s for Google. You love to see it. Again, we'll let that work. We'll let Ford work as well. Well, the market's dumping down here, though. Look at the big drop. So, yeah, cutting it looks like it's the right move. The PMI data comes out at 10 o'clock in 30 minutes. Ford finally pulling back some. I'm going to go ahead and cut Google here. So, we're finally flat on Google. We're out. And again, we got out right around the highs at 93. The market is dumping down. Ford, I think I'm going to go ahead and unload the rest of mine too, just to lock it in, man. We've already made so much on it. I don't think, well, we might add it right back, okay? But I think cutting it now and just ending nicely green on everything before any big potential drops is the right move. Again, SI is starting to rip up. We bought 25 shares of that. I wouldn't mind taking a little bit off of this too, just to protect the trade. So while the market is dumping, we do have some stuff that is bouncing here, specifically Google, Ford, SI. We just took a little bit off of SI too, just because we can. You'd love to see it. We'll take it. Yep. Yeah, we talked about this correction drop at the opening bell. Again, the market's just up so much. You got to look at extension. And that's what a lot of traders miss out on. That's what a lot of traders understand patterns, but they don't understand extension. Where it's like, again, a stock gaps up big and they think it's going to continue going up. They want to jump on that train. They want to kind of jump on the bandwagon, so to speak, instead of understanding like, hey, when the market's up big, a lot of the time extension causes it to, correct some at the opening bell. We're going to short into this. It might not work, of course. Oh man, we're in 4 shares. I didn't mean to buy 4 contracts here. I meant to buy 2, but I guess we'll let this work a little bit. All right, flush back down. We're back. We're basically flat here. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we get a low break here on the SPY. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and unload 2 contracts there because I didn't want that big of a position. I only wanted 4 contracts. So I didn't want that large of a position. And so we'll get out of half as a risk system, or as a risk measure there. Looks like taking a little bit off of SI at the open was the right move too, because that one is dumping down some more. And luckily we sold a third of their 2/3 of their, what is it? We got out of 40% of that trade. Yeah, SI dumping down, SPY testing these lows. Tesla starting to break. Google's still looking strong here. I think we're out of Ford too. Did we cut Ford? I think we did as well. Yeah, we got out of Ford. We got out of Google here just to get flat on our swings and just make sure they're green trades is what it was. There we go. You get 20% off of Top Step right now, Gamina. Google's still tapping highs. Nice. In terms of sales, I don't see any big sale right now. Let me look. I can look on. They'll usually alert me, so I can check for you. All right, we're kind of rolling flat here. Okay, yeah, you get 25% off your first month if you use Quant Tower 25. So, sorry, I didn't know that. That started a couple of days ago. So yeah, starting. So yeah, you get 25% off if you use the promo code Quant Tower 25 right now. If you use my link, here's the link on Top Step. You get 25% off your first combine. If you use my link and use Quant Tower 25, there's the link right there. Again, the promo code, we'll put that in chat as well. It's the promo code right there. I think Top Step is best for new traders, yes. Not investors necessarily, but traders. The reason I think it's better for new traders is because most new traders are going to lose money. You know, and I day trade, but I also swing trade, and you know, my swing trade's been a little bit better than my day trader. So I'm certainly not trying to claim to be an expert or anything like that. But the reason it's beneficial is because like new traders are going to lose money most of the time, right? Like as a new trader, I know I lost thousands of dollars trying to day trade. And the benefit of Top Step is that like you can try out those markets without taking on a lot of risk. You still have some pressure. So it's not just pure paper trading. You still have some pressure to succeed. And if you do it right, you can get funded. They fund you between 50 to 150K. What they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target, they fund you basically if you can follow their rules. We're going to go ahead and sell this. So we're shorting here. Or I'm going to wait, I guess. But basically, if you follow their rules, you can get funded. Most people are going to fail. And I'm biased in their favor because they're a sponsor of mine and they pay me money, of course. But again, I think it's a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step, and I think most new traders lose. And Top Step is a great way to test your skill without taking on too much risk. So yeah, we're gonna cut that. And again, if you want to check it out, the link is in the chat. Hey, thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. I mean, it's difficult to get funded, of course, John, because most traders lose money. But they fund thousands of traders a year. They pay out millions of dollars in actual withdrawals every year. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate the support, guys. ISM data comes out in about 23 minutes. Ah, dude, I got this weird pain in my jaw. I hope it's not from my tooth, man. Yeah, I got my tooth extracted a few days ago. Or a couple weeks ago. All right, so yeah, we corrected at the open like I suggested we might, and now we're bouncing back here. Google breaking highs. Ah, man. I'm a software developer, Carl, real estate agent off and on. My license in real estate's expired right now because I haven't been focusing on it as much. But yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I can write as well. And so really, if I had to give myself like a software real estate, I can also write fairly well too. But I've mostly been a marketer. But I also I program in JavaScript and React Native mobile stuff. I've built a few apps before. All right, guys. So again, SPY pretty sideways and choppy here. Well, so it was they did a tooth extraction as well as a bone graft in my tooth. Honestly, I wouldn't have got it done in hindsight. Like, I didn't know it would take freaking 3 months to recover from this. Like, my problem with dentists sometimes is that, like, they're so desperate to make money that, like, they do a bunch of unnecessary stuff, you know? And, like, I think I could have kept my tooth and, you know. Like, a lot of the times they fill cavities where it's like if you brush a cavity really well, your cavity will correct and, like, the hole in your tooth will fill anyway. And so you don't necessarily need a filling from a dentist, but they'll fill, you know, they'll give you a bunch of fillings that aren't necessary, charge you a bunch of money. I don't know. It's just so there's a breakdown starting to happen here. We're going to cover part at the bottom here. We just got out of half of it. I'll give the rest time to work here, but we've already taken profit once. So, and I'm not just saying this because I had a bunch of cavities. To be honest, my first cavity, I got it when I was like 27. Up until I was 27, I had no cavities. Definitely top 3 greatest teeth in the world right now. Yeah, I wouldn't have got it done, to be honest, if they would have been honest with me about it. All right, so Foxconn is set to expand Apple phone production at an existing plant, according to Wall Street Journal overseas. It adds its plans to build a new production facility in India, where it would make products including iPhones overseas. All right, so this is a short-looking pattern here, but we're break even on the rest. I kind of want to add to this because this is a short-looking pattern on the SPY. So we added another contract based back into this here, but again, kind of flat today. No real big edge. We're mostly neutral since the open. We dropped a little bit. Now we're bouncing back up some, so we'll cut that now. Hey, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Do you think Amazon could recover? Oh, it certainly could. Will it is a different story. I don't know. Amazon's PE ratio is pretty high. So 9:45 we have at 9:45 we have services PMI coming out. So services PMI is dropping at 9:45. So in 3 minutes, and so we'll cover that too. All right, so again, a sideways opening bell here. So a sideways market today. Nothing really crazy, but so services PMI is relevant right now. It's something that like a lot of people are looking at. So services PMI is big data. Not huge. It's not like CPI or PPI or anything close to that really, but it's relevant for market activity for sure. Again, y'all do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Market's kind of consolidating sideways since the open. Pulled back a little bit. Now we're trying to bounce back up some. So again, services PMI expectations for services PMI is 50.5. And to put it into perspective with PMI data, over 50 means an expanding sector, below 50 means a contracting sector, right? So they're expecting 50.5. So they're basically expecting neutral with a slight expansion in services for the services PMI for February. And again, that drops in about a minute and a half. So again, it's one of those things where we don't know exactly the kind of response the market's going to give us. Again, it could be one of those things where lesser PMI number here means good. It's positive for the markets because it means inflation is not going to get worse with a contracting services sector. It could also be something where the market wants to see GDP and economical growth, and so a higher number is better. And we don't know for sure. Right now, the market is very sideways leading up to this point. Google actually broke highs. Tesla breaking back over VWAP, back up to 195s now. So, and then in 17 minutes, we got ISM non-manufacturing PMI data, which is big and relevant too. So again, we'll see, but let me know what you guys think the market's going to do regarding this data here. Tesla looking like a red to green move for Tesla. Google still ripping up big. Tight labor market, big ISM jump, most likely, maybe. Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. Why is Google up so much? I don't know. All right, guys, here is the data right here, guys. Here's the data right here. Again, 50.5 is the expected. And there's the release, 50.6. 50.6 is what services PMI came out as, 50.6. And the market is loving that. Rip it up big on this. So the market is loving that. Again, 50.6 is what the data showed up as, and the market is loving that right now. It is popping up big here. And then it's retracing some. So again, we dipped a little bit at the open, but the market likes higher than expected services PMI, lower than expected global composite PMI. Market's loving it right now too, going green on the day here, fighting that $200 level now on the SPY. A big upward movement here. All right, we just made about $100 trading the regular E-mini here, the regular E-mini. Yeah, so we made about $100. We were down 40 on the day, so we're now up about $50 or so on the day. If you want to see the actual P&L here for my actual like performance chart, it is right here. And again, we have S&P Global Composite PMI data as well. But here's my profit graph here. Market's starting to test these highs up there, so it looks good. All right, so we just took a little bit more on the regular E-mini. We are now up about $100 on the day, scalping this momentum here. You can kind of see we are up about $99 on the day, give or take. SPY just broke over 400, so we'll see if that holds. Hey, thank you, Dan. What's up, Tyler? I mean, who's been talking about Google? Who's been talking about Ford the last few days? Hey, listen, when you're right, you're right. And again, my swing trades have just been, very profitable for me. I'm very happy with my swing trades. We're nicely green on the year on TD Ameritrade too. So. Okay, market got a little hammer style candle here. I don't know what we want to do with this. Ford breaking highs right now too, man. Maybe I should have stayed in forward. But again, I made so much money. I'm not really one to get bummed out in hindsight. Like, look, I took profit. I made nicely green trades. My TD Ameritrade account is nicely green on the year as well in 2023. So, you know. All right, so we just took another little trade on the E-mini here. I'm sorry I didn't put it up on screen, but you got to see we're up 185 on the day, building up a cushion. Wait for a nice little pullback now, though. Tesla rejected at 195.50s. Yeah, SI is taken here. Like I said, I took some profit. Like I told you guys, I had 25 shares. I took 10 of those off at the opening bell when it hit 620. So we're down $4 on that one, which is fine. You know, like we bought a little bit. I think it's something that we got to give a little bit of time to work for. So yes, we're out of Ford finally, out of Google. Holding a few other little positions here, but nothing major right now. Which level of top step to start with? I don't know. It's personal preference here. You know, whatever you guys like doing. I actually like trading the small one, you know, and it's an affiliate link of mine. So I'd make more money if you went to the larger one, but I think the smaller one fits me a little bit better just because it's more within my normal trading range. Like I said, I'm coming from like TOS, right? Like my TOS account's got 120K in buying power, but like I don't actually use that most of the time. So most of the time when I day trade on TOS, I'm trading like smaller size. And so I think the smaller combine makes more sense for me, but all right, Google with a big pullback. And again, we're out of Google. We got out of Google this morning, got out of Ford this morning. Again, I have no idea what we're going to get for anything. Understand, we're not investment professionals. I have no idea what's going to happen. Nice little upward trend at the opening bell. We still got about 10 minutes before the ISM non-manufacturing PMI data drops. So about 10 minutes. Google's not pulling back, but I'm out of Google. You know, but it's dipping down a little bit. SPY pulling back to 400, so it'll be an interesting test right here. Yeah, definitely top 3. Tesla bouncing right around VWAP here, cup and handle, little bounce. SPY under 400s now. Looks like it might reject, but it could bounce back over it too. I don't know. What happens in 10 minutes? So in 10 minutes, we have ISM non-manufacturing PMI data that drops. So very relevant data to the market currently. I don't know how much it's going to broadly affect it, but, you know, we'll see. Market pulling back. Again, we didn't hold 400. Tesla just ripped up over to 196s right now for Tesla. 196s here. So it looks good. Again, we'll see if it continues here. We still got about 7.5 minutes before the manufacturing or non-manufacturing PMI data comes out. Big bounce up in the market. Market just ripped over highs here. Big pop. Looks strong, to be honest, right now. Market testing highs again. Tesla all the way up to almost 197s here. SPY up to 400.3s. So just very strong action right now. AMC. Is AMC ripping up? Yeah, AMC's up to 650. That's nice. SPY just ripped over highs at 400.5s right now. 400.5s on the SPY here. Huge rip. Again, we got the ISM non-manufacturing data dropping in 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Hey, good luck, man. Have a good weekend, Justin. SPY up to 400.6 now. Big moves, big pops in markets. And again, we day traded some at the open. We're just kind of sitting back now. A little bit too up for me personally, short term. So I'm gonna have to wait and maybe get a correction or something on the downside that I can buy into or something like that. But it needs to be a decent one. This is too high. Neo. Yeah. But Neo was down so much, broke lows of the year. 400.7s just tapped here. 400.75 just hit the market on the SPY. So big rising market right now. Remember, guys, in 4 minutes, we've got ISM non-manufacturing PMI in 4 minutes. Apple helping the market. Yeah, SI just dumped here. Yeah, we're down like $6. Luckily, we made the correct decision to take some of it off at the opening bell. It still would have been much more, but I think if we crack under 5, I just think I'm gonna cut it. I'll probably cut this now. Actually, I just think there's too much risk that I'm gonna lose my investment because it goes bankrupt. So we'll take our $6 loss and move on with our day. SPY is flying up almost to 401s right now. Tesla just broke highs. SPY about to hit 401s. Yeah, hey, it's Friday. Hey, you ain't got no job and you ain't got ish to do but watch the market rip up today. Google just broke highs again. And I don't mind seeing it break. I mean, good for Google. I'm a supportive. I hope Google does well. Should have held a little bit of my trade, but we took some off. Like, we were very green on it. Our entry was 88.90s, and so Google, we sold a lot of it at 93. So nice little trade there for Google. Market has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green candles so far. Big green candles in the market. E-mini, I think, will test 40.25. Maybe. Decent little pullback happening right now. We'll see if it holds. Yeah, will the ISM data come in good or bad here? Let's look at our poll. This is SPY break 400 today. We're going to end that poll. We got about 1,000 votes. We're also going to do a new poll right now. Bull or bear on today's ISM PMI data. Bull or bear? Vote on the poll. We got like a minute left before the data comes out. 2 minutes, a minute and a half. Vote on that poll. We got that poll live right now. Vote on that. Decent little pullback here. Again, we're too close to the PMI data dropping for me to be comfortable necessarily buying something up right there, though. It's my only big problem is we're too close. Neo up there. All right, decent little pullback at the SPY here, guys. We got less than a minute. Less than a minute. Get the drum roll out here. We got less than a minute. Again, expectational numbers for this PMI data are, 54.5 for non-manufacturing PMI, 54.5. So they're expecting a slight expanding non-manufacturing sector. And again, I don't know how it's going to affect the market. It's more nuanced. Again, inflation fears could mean less is more. Recession fears could mean more is more. We don't really know. 54.5 is what they're expecting for non-manufacturing PMI data. It drops in 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. Again, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see what we get here. All right, here's the release. 5 seconds. $55.1, guys. 55.1, higher than expected at 55.1, and the market is down from that. 55.1 for non-manufacturing PMI. Non-manufacturing new orders came in at 62.6. Manufacturing employment, 54. Non-manufacturing business activity, 56.3. But it came in higher than expected, and the market does not like that. I'm assuming it doesn't like it because of inflationary fears. Again, higher than expected. 55.1 versus 54.5. Higher than expected here. And again, the data does not like it. I'll put this data up on screen. We cover it very quickly. Again, subscribe. You saw how fast we covered that. As soon as it dropped, we said it. And yeah, check out the link right here. Or check out the numbers right there if you want to see it. But yeah, higher than expected. 55.1 versus 54.4. And yeah, the market did not like it. It dropped. We could buy up this dip here with like a couple contracts. That's what we might try to do. 2 contracts here. A couple little contracts here. We'll see what we get from this. Market's consolidating now after this report. Let's see if it catches some legs and starts moving up after it consolidated here. All right, we just made a little $25 on the regular E-mini. Take a little bit more off there. Just made a little bit from this trade. Not a lot, though, but we made a little bit from it. Again, you can kind of see we are up 220 bucks or so in terms of day trading. Buying the quick little dip overreaction and then riding it up some. It might correct right back down, but yeah, 55.1 versus 54.5 expected. Again, we covered the data very quickly, team. Very quickly, we covered this data. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Again, we do this live every week. Cover it fast. Show support. Hit the subscribe button, guys. You know you want to. Just try one time. It might feel good. Market just broke down and hit the volume weighted average price. Break down here to the volume weighted average price. Again, we'll see what we get. Market could turn here, guys. Market could turn. And again, we exited a large majority of our swing trades today. It looks like it was the right move. You know, we exited Google Ford when they were pretty close to the top. Again, I don't know what we're going to get, though, but we exited most of those. You know, not really in anything else worth it, but market's starting to really dump here. We will pivot to a short base strategy if we need to here. The E-mini is /ES. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, a funded account program, they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you. And again, you can kind of see I'm trading the data like this. Again, number one, they are a sponsor. I'm certainly biased in their favor. They pay me money, and so naturally, I'm going to have bias in favor of them. But it's the cheapest way to test your skill. They give you a demo. If you can hit the target on their demo, it's a challenge, right? So they give you a demo if you can hit the target while following their rules. And they've got a bunch of resources where they have a trader IQ section so you can build rules and follow rules and learn how to follow rules and all that stuff. Tons of resources with Top Step. If you want to check them out, again, the base one is less than 140 bucks a month. It's beautiful because it gives you some pressure, but it's not the full extent where if you put up the money yourself, you're losing thousands of dollars. And so it's a great middle ground. If you pass it, they fund you between 50 to 150K, legitimately fund you with a 90% split, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions every year in actual withdrawals. They fund thousands of traders a year. Right now, they have a 25% off deal using promo code QuantTower25. I believe that's what it is. I'm going to make sure it's the right one. Yeah, QuantTower25 code gets you 25% off. Again, here is that link if you want to check it out. Use my link, check them out. There's a link in chat right there. Great way to help support the channel. Getting a little bounce here. Hey, nice, Gav. Congrats. Nice little rebound back up here, bouncing back up a little bit. Is today going to be Freaky Friday? I don't know. Market is up big and then pulling back big here, team. Again, subscribe if you haven't yet, guys. All right, so consolidating. All right, so Meta CEO says lowering price of leading VR headset Quest Pro to around $9. All right, so they are lowering the prices. Man, the Quest Pro was $1,000. Wow, that's a lot. What does this thing look like? What's the difference? All right, market sideways, completely neutral at the volume weighted average price. Market's starting to break. Neo pulling back here. Market's starting to break here. Yeah, I don't ever use them. Again, I bought my kids a VR headset. Hold on. I bought my kids a VR headset 2 Christmases ago, and they haven't worn them. I would say I haven't. I bought each of them so they could play together. They haven't played that. They might have used them 10 times total in 2 years. So I get headaches and nauseous from them. Is what happens to me. Like I get nauseous. I get headaches from them. I was always like, I can't. Like I get motion sick. I get seasick. And so I can't use those things, man. I get sick. Market broke lows just now, break it down here. Again, maybe we'll pivot to a more short-based strategy here, but well, no, I was trying to call Carol to ask her something, but you know, but she's home right now, so she's in the other room. All right, so Amazon paused construction on spending on the second headquarters in Virginia, according to Bloomberg. Move coincides with biggest job cut ever in remote work reality. So we're putting that news up there. Does the Binance Voyager deal go through? All right, market's sideways, but in a little downtrend now here. Again, we'll see what happens. Neo actually pushing up. Tesla actually still very green on the day. The market's actually the market's green relative to the previous closing price, but red or neutral since the open. Slightly red since the open, but pretty neutral. All right, market pulling back down a little bit here. See, pulling back down a little bit now. Again, trying to be patient and wait. See if we end up breaking down or not here. SI finally started to bounce back up a little bit. And I'm free falling. Tom Petty, bro. Rest in peace to the man, dude. I like Tom Petty, dude. I try to get my kids to listen to Tom Petty. They never want to. You know? All right, market's starting to test the lows again. We'll see if it actually holds here. Silvergate just crapped under lows again. All right, guys. Stomach growling. All right, guys, market is bouncing up a little bit. Let me know which way you think the market will close. Yeah, the reasons are probably pretty petty too. Haha. No, but yeah, guys, let me know which way you think the market's going to close. Good luck in the market, guys. Again, if you want to check out Top 7, you can check out the link in the description. We are green on the day. It's a nicely green day as well today. Again, you can kind of see this is our profit graph. We did cut our swing trades this morning as well, so you love to see that. We'll take that. Hope you guys are having a good day as well. Have a great weekend, team. You know, y'all be safe. Be sure to hit the subscribe button as well if you have not already. And like I said, of course, I genuinely appreciate the support, guys. Thank you guys so much. Also, guys, y'all check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime is super useful as well. If you look at Chart Prime yesterday, again, they're a trading view indicator service. So they tell you, they automatically document support or resistance. They show you candlestick patterns. They have great oscillators. They show you chart patterns as well if you're interested in those. Just really inherently useful in my opinion for traders. Like if you look at yesterday's trading, for instance, here again, here's Chart Prime right here. Right, so here's Chart Prime. You can see they label their support or resistance. So they label it from top 10. This dotted line is the strongest support or resistance they're going to have on the chart. And just to show you the rest of this here. So if you, number one, you can get 40% off right now. So it is like I said, right now it is like $35 a month. But like if you look at their accuracy here, it can be pretty accurate. I'm going to preface this with they are a sponsor of mine. So I'm biased because they pay me money. But look, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop, reversal down, drop. If you get two of them together, here's a bearish engulfing and a reversal down signal. There can be some edge there. This one called the literal bottom right here. Nice little bounce up. Again, two together at once, reversal down and a bearish engulfing candle. Nice drop over like a 30-minute period. Again, this one called the very top as well. Nice little drop afterward. Multiple engulfing candles. Nice little drop afterwards. And you can use this on any time frame. You can use it in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. You can zoom out here and see it on a 15-minute time frame, which I also like using as well. You can kind of see like sometimes they'll call the very top, and these are 15-minute candles here. So like look at this. Here's a great example of it right here. So like look, these are 15-minute candles, by the way, guys. Like, and I can't fake this. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. They're a sponsor. But look at this. Reversal up, a bounce over days. Reversal down over hours. Again, bullish engulfing and reversal up over hours of bounces. And so again, you can find an edge with them. They're called Chart Prime. You can check out the link in the description. Y'all be safe this weekend. Have a good weekend, guys. Love you all. Y'all be good. Again, green little Friday for me. And hopefully we get some good action here, guys. So good luck. Again, y'all be safe. Love you all. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day, team. See you, Tiny. Have a good day.